In the cradle of forgotten stars. You jump to light speed, see the stars, flying fast through endless bars. Laser beams and droid alarms, epic fight in cosmic arms. Ice cold hot and Tatooine, hidden rebels on the screen. Jedi strength in force unseen, battle waves through skies of green. Epic adventures far and wide, in the galaxy we ride, side by side with hope and strife. Star Wars tales that never hide. Dark side rises, we won't fall. Courage answers destiny's call. Heroes stand, we hear their roar. Legends born in endless war. Saber clashes bright and true. In the stars we renew. Faith in battles that we fight, guided by the force's light. Epic adventures far and wide, in the galaxy we ride, side by side with hope and strife. Star Wars tales that never hide. Saber clashes bright and true. In the stars we renew. Faith in battles that we fight, guided by the force's light. Epic adventures far and wide, in the galaxy we ride, side by side with hope and strife. Star Wars tales that never hide.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to tonight's final episode of Star Wars Fantasy Flight's RPG Edge of the Empire. Yada, yada, yada. All that fun stuff. Excuse the mix-up at the very beginning with the music. I clicked the wrong button as per the usual. Secondly, Petite, thank you for joining us and giving us a follow. You followed right before we started, so I was waiting on that one. My apologies. But we're all here. We're all getting ready to cause havoc and have fun. Yeah, let's get a quick recap from last session.
I'm gonna get our scribing friend in here too.
Oh yeah, I guess I should do that. Sorry. The recap he can miss. It's fine. He doesn't. He knows. That's his job.
We were tasked by the ordnance to help expand the operation. Coincidentally, at the same time, our friend Officer Quintet wanted us to steal a ship, which we thought, why not use this opportunity to double dip on the mission and go get I believe it was a Quasar class ship. We attempted to peacefully talk with the rebels. They decided violence was the answer. Tariff decided that he was basically solo them, knocking them all out. We gave the rest of the beer that we had to the rebels. We let them know, hey, we're going to be doing some crazy stuff. So if you wanted to take this opportunity to go mess with some Empire stuff, now would be the time to do it. And yeah, we have successfully boarded the ship. I think, right? Like we're either just boarded or on our way to board. Um, we did learn that the hangar bay is not pressurized. There's probably a minor hull fracture, or a minor hull fracture would be most probable if it went into warp. So we need to get that fixed and sealed. They have some cannons, some tractor beams, and we. I think we also collected some people, did we not? We collected a crew to help man this once we got
Yeah,
it.
we did. A little bit more than the ghost crew.
Yeah, I think it was like basically 50 people, like a handful of skilled pilots and technicians, and the rest were just kind of general crew.
Yeah.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Let's see. Any other shenanigans that we got into last time? I don't think there was. I thought that was a pretty solid summary. Let me check the big notes.
Helps when you take notes.
It does, right? Let's see here. No, that was a great job. High five. I can put my notes away now. Wahaha. But yeah, you guys are currently floating in space. You haven't loaded the thing. You haven't gotten permission. You're far enough away where you can visually kind of see things that are not quite in scanner range. You're in the, shall we say, civilian orbit where they're not checking anybody. I put in quotation marks. Do you guys remember what planet this is over?
uh,
I do not.
no, I can't remember. I didn't put down what planet we were over. All I know is that the rebel base was on the planet that was near to this.
So we are above solstice. Sorry, not solstice. Solus.
So
Oh yeah, it's one of the ones that's yeah, more of a core world, isn't it?
It's definitely closer to the core, that's for sure. Excuse me while I finish updating my character. I got 50 more points to spend. Decisions here. You know what? I know exactly what I'm going to do. Max this deception out, baby. All right, out of points.
hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Just so you know, I have a lot of 3 yellow groups and a lot of. It's either full maxed out potential or I'm rolling greens or yellows tonight. There's not a lot of mixed stuff.
Oh yeah, I got my last dedication and get my intelligence maxed out to 6.
God, the smartest robot in existence. He can see the future just by thinking about it. This man's on spice. In the Star Wars universe, not as exciting as in the Dune universe.
I love the fact that makes Junk twice as smart as my character.
Junk is the smartest droid in existence, and he is a mouse droid.
Big brain. Big brain. We might get to a class that uses their attack skills using the intelligence perk. That would be crazy. I don't think there is one, but it'd be crazy if there was.
What you could do is you could go on the heal harm if you're force sensitive, and if you bring that all the way up, oh my god, you annihilate things out of existence.
See, the issue is he's a robot, and there's no way to be force sensitive as a
Yeah.
robot. So, jokes
If
aside,
anyone could figure out how to be force sensitive.
right? Again, we made that joke about stabbing yourself with metachlorians directly. I'm full of little bugs. Ah. So, what would you guys like to do? Again, the plan as of last session was because the thing was destroyed or open, you're basically going to fake being a repair crew, land, get the stuff actually repaired so your crew can get out and start swarming the ship, and hopefully you will deal with the small amount of residual company that is there currently. I forgot, before we get too much farther, we got to roll force die and get our fun points and all that fun stuff. And roll percentile one last time. And while I'm pulling my dice out and yammering over here, I will make a note. This is our last session. Unfortunately, our Wookiee will not be here, but we have discussed what he is going to attempt to do this session if he gets a chance. So I will be semi-role playing for him. He won't be doing a lot of talking. He's going to be very focused. But this being session 12, we're going to be ending the arc here. Win, lose, or draw. You know, if you guys win, well, cool. We'll have these characters for the next arc. If you guys lose, new characters, yay! And for those of you watching and that are excited, the next session 2 weeks from now, as we will continue on our schedule, will actually be the new D&D 2024 edition. We're going to give that a shot and see how it goes, and cry and complain about it as much as possible, and try to earn that free wizard swag when they see how cool we are. Okay, good. I got one happy nod. All right, I'll take it.
I got 2 light side points on drunk.
2 light side
Do
points
light
from the
side
jump.
on. Do on fade.
2 dark side from Jasper.
That sounds about right.
Oh, you're the one trying to kill us.
We found the traitor. Got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Let me make this perfectly clear. If the Circuit Corporation told Jasper to betray all of you, he would.
Oh yeah, I forgot. What did the poll say?
The poll is called the one that won was Hidden Deception.
Oh. Those jokes, guys, I promise.
Wait, so Rook, do we do it now or later when I reveal that Junk is actually a Sith Lord?
Later again. Yeah, you're a Sith Lord plugged into the computer brain. Right.
One light side point.
Hey, way to tie it up, because the DM/run got 3 dark side points.
Ooh.
So 5 and 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Right? What a great way to start the last session. Just even Steven. Okay.
Roger.
So, yeah, we have what we're doing. I need, does someone else besides me want to roll the percentile for once?
Sure.
You sound excited? Do it.
Let's go, Lucky Die. 39.
39. All right, that's gonna hit somebody, unfortunately. I just realized I don't have the standard array up. Does anyone have the Google Docs open?
Yeah.
Can you go to the percentile page? I think that's on group notes, and the order should be in order. It's gonna be the first, second, or third person.
You said 30. What? Tariff.
Oh, fantastic!
Tariff.
He's not
He's
here.
not here.
Next person.
Okay. Next person.
is Run.
86.
Big.
86.
86.
Oh no. Run's good if he's just the next person on the list. Thanks for the follow, Petit. Again.
Well, the next person was either Chesty or Jasper.
Oh, was it Run next?
After Turbo. Run's number 4.
The yeah. If it's is it starting from the bottom or starting from the top?
Starting from the top.
Oh, starting from the top. Then actually it would be Jasper.
Jasper, you
Hooray!
yet again have been the man.
Oh, fucking Circa won't let me go.
They won't let you go.
This is where they tell you it's time to betray your team.
Yeah, I was gonna say that just makes this all the more easy. All that stuff we talked about in the last week for you betraying the team works out perfectly.
I won't like it, but Jasper will get the job done.
Yeah, it would really suck if Junk had to activate the failsafe in your arm.
That's fine. I've got another arm.
That's what you think.
Until the Wookiee takes it.
So,
Until I decide it's time to die.
Trust me, in terms of people that Jasper would murder first, Junk is at the first one.
That's understandable. Don't worry, though. I'll avenge you with grenades.
grenades. Okay.
I
So
think I still have a thermal detonator, if I'm not mistaken.
you should. We have one thermal detonator from last session that Run was like, "Hey, look what I found!"
Yep.
So, as you guys are in the civilian lane, you guys have to make a decision. How are you making this approach? Are we just going to fly it in, or do you want to do some extra scout work before we try and make it?
I feel like the more scout work we do, the less we can screw things up. But also, too much scout work would look suspicious.
I was going to say, you guys spent a considerable amount of time at the end of last session doing the scout work. I don't think there's too much more you could gain from doing so.
Yeah, I think the only thing that would have possibly been done in the interim would have been to contact Quintet and ask for some sort of clearance code for a maintenance crew.
Don't want to risk using the code breaker?
I mean, we can.
No, we have to use that code breaker to deep fry the stuff, don't we? Deep fry the systems on board, so we would actually fly it out.
Yeah, because we have to use, because like Junk,
the code breaker is
like you said, like Junk understands the code breaker thing, right?
Code breaker is on the ship. It's the thing that bakes Imperial ship numbers for you guys, so you guys can fly in.
Oh, that one.
You guys.
Oh, right.
You guys are thinking
just the last time we did this.
Mm-hmm.
Just the last time we did this, we got called out on it being a bad number, even though it was still, it was like it's an old code, but it still works, sort of thing. So
it was,
because of how big this was. But I mean, if you guys want me to do it, I can do it. I only get one computer reroll a session, and I'm hoping to save it for if I need it for the to get the device plugged in. But I can do it.
Either way works for me. You guys can call on Quintet and let them know that you're about to throw down and you need a little support, or do it all on your own.
Let's just ask Quintet and be like, "Hey, you got a code for us to be able to slide in easy?"
I think that would be the move.
All right, that's the move you make.
Roger.
So Quintet gets on the line. Let's see if I have his voice mod anywhere near ready.
Requesting maintenance access codes.
I think this was his voice. You guys were looking at that close. You remember his slimy
Yeah.
voice?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, you need an access code, the Salvatore de Grande.
What?
You need an access code.
Yes, Roger, Roger.
You said you wanted from as a maintenance ship for some reason. Why?
Just makes sense.
Land is these maintenance codes, but okay. I assume you guys will be
I
starting.
mean, you could say if you think there's a better code for this, it doesn't matter to me, just whichever one.
Now I don't know your situation, but you guys are starting your shenanigans shortly. Then
Exactly.
okay, I'll get that over shortly. Good luck.
Yeah, because we have more than just the Lambda, right? Like we have that whole other ship with us.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Because we can't fit all 50 people on that one ship. So I mean,
Yes.
to say that we're a maintenance crew and the Lambda is essentially like maybe a, what do you call it? An escort.
Mm. Okay, so we're gonna retcon that and say you asked for 2 codes.
Yes.
One for an Imperial escort ship and one for a maintenance ship.
Yeah.
A couple minutes later, you receive 2 transponder codes that you can plug into your ship. And they look about as legitimate as they can be.
We go.
All right. On you, Captain.
There's 2 captains. Me and RJ are on the ship, and then everyone else is in the other ship with, I think, Veerling flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we start making our way to the hangar bay.
Shuttles incoming on flight path. We see a Lambda and a Wayfarer. Please present identification codes.
Present identification codes.
Is that a fucking clanker?
I present the identification codes.
You do so. There doesn't seem to be any issues with either of the codes. You guys don't even have to make checks. Great way to avoid the first rolls of the game. Wahahaha. You guys successfully land in the hangar. Most of the pilots and crew member on the other ship are a little concerned because they just landed in a depressurized hangar, and most of them don't have spacesuits, so they're freaking out a little bit. So cutscening to our Lambda with our crew of people that can actually survive in space. Actually, to be fair, all of our characters I think can survive in space. We all have the ability to breathe just fine. We got 2 robots and super big helmets and other gear. We're good. These other crew though are kind of stuck until things get repressurized. So RJ and myself can only leave our ship if it is an emergency to do so. Because if we open our ship before there's air pressure, we're venting all of our friends into space.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, on the other hand, are free to open the Lambda doors and cause havoc. Though, as a note, just to make RJ not be bored on the ship with me, RJ, would you have liked to be retconned to be transferred over to the other ship before we pulled all this off? It's not like I need a co-pilot for the Wayfarer.
Sure.
Okay, cool beans. So just Ron will be sitting out on this one. Actually, you know what? We'll make it even better. Me and the Wookiee are on the ship. That's why the Wookiee isn't going to be helping you right now.
There we go.
Yeah, flippy flop magic. Anyway, the 4 of you make your escape onto the, I'm not going to call it a dead hangar, but the dead hangar, right? There's not a lot of power going on besides emergency lighting, so it's kind of red and and mysterious. You do see a whopping total of, holy cow, you're looking at 42 ships in this hangar. Well, I guess not in this hangar, but in flying in 42 amongst all of them. So it's almost a full hangar. There's not a lot of room for the Wayfarer and Lambda.
Ooh, I love this. That's fantastic.
It looks like the majority of them are TIE fighters, right? So probably about, well, I'll roll percentage and see how many of them are TIE fighters. Okay. All of them, except for 3, are TIE fighters. You see 2 TIE bombers and 1 TIE Reaper, specifically in the hangar that you guys land in, as it is the least filled of the hangars. But, 39 TIE fighters in the other hangars is still a considerable amount. Actually, we're going to make it really easy, right? So there's, since there's 39, there's 10 in each hangar besides the one that you guys are in that has the 3 extra ships. So you're landing in the full hangar for some reason. But whatever. So,
Okay.
you've landed. Feel relatively safe. What would you like to do next? You do see outside a small crew of workers in work suits. They don't seem to be armed. They just have repairing equipment and are eagerly waiting the supplies that you allegedly have.
Oh, yeah.
Just tell them they're on the bigger ship with all the stuff.
We
Cool.
can't open those.
I guess then they have to wait to get them.
Well, we need to get this place pressurized so we can let the others out.
Well, that's perfect. We can just let them know that we cannot open it until this hangar is repressurized. There are people within that, don't have the proper suits.
Fair enough.
I have an idea. Tell me if this sounds crazy, because then I'll do it.
We cannot kill them all.
But what if we did?
They're engineers. It would be easier if we just told them that the people inside, it suffered some type of scuffle.
No, I mean, what if I was able to make my way to the command center and shut off all the life support?
Oh.
Junk, I need life support.
You have life support.
Yeah, but that doesn't help us getting everybody off.
Yeah, well, we kill everybody on board. They also all have suits in here, so right now it is just get them to get back to work to fix the hull.
Okay. So they need to keep working on the unfinished hangar, but they're assuming that the supplies they need for the hangar are on the ship where people can't come out because it's in the unfinished hangar.
Yes. Roger, roger.
Sounds good to me.
I'm not very...
Already starting to dissolve great.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they're just going to look at me as a normal mouse droid. I can make my way and use the device that Quintet gave us and get that started.
You can. Would you like to?
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. This is a typical Imperial layout for this style of ship, but I need to know if you've ever actually been on one of these. Can you roll me a force die?
Force die? Sure.
Leave it up to fate.
Side. Or would it be dark side?
Produce no results, produce no results, produce no results. It's the 8-ball going, ask again later.
It's like
One light side point.
it knows that you're a droid. So You have not been on a Quasar class before yourself, but you have looked over the schematics, and you have a pretty good idea of where you need to go.
Right. Okay. So yeah, as our crew comes off the Lambda and begins talking with the engineers or whatever to explain to them the situation, Junk's gonna take that opportunity and start heading off.
All right, make your stealth check as you squeak away.
Okay.
Because of the lighting and your size, I'm going to give you 2 boost die for freezies.
Yay.
And because I'm an evil DM, I'm going to throw 1 setback die.
That's fair. Okay, so I've got 1 green, 2 yellow, got a couple boosts, got a setback, and some purple.
Sorry. Yeah, a
What?
normal stealth check, so just 2.
Oh, okay. I put 3 for some reason. All right, so let me re-roll that then. 1 success, 2 advantages.
All right. Take it and leave, literally. All right, the rest of you, the other
Just
3,
acting naturally.
you guys said you were going to go talk to our group of engineers. They are waiting expectantly. What do you say? This might be a good time for the humans to talk and the droid to look busy, just as a... I don't know.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello! What's this about? Where's our stuff?
Well, it is. We brought more people to help. But our current issue is that obviously they didn't give us enough suits because how they like to cut costs and corners. So we need more suits for our people before we can unload everything.
Or we need
because
to
it's a lot.
reestablish air in the base so we can just unload it the simple way.
We requisitioned shimming parts. Did you not bring the stuff to weld the hole shut? That's the whole reason you were supposed to come here. We didn't order more people. We needed more material.
We were told more people.
Who on this dear planet's brim told you to bring more people and not more stuff?
I was told, hey, bring more people. I just brought more people, man. Last time I tried to go against orders, I got a boot to the head.
I understand. It looks like you're civilians because look at you. But that doesn't change the fact what we requisitioned and what it was supposed to be brought here. The fact that they had civilians come in and show up with people and not things is ridiculous.
Well,
You're telling me, man.
we brought the things. They're just in the other ship.
With the people that don't have space.
Well, yes,
Roger.
correct. They didn't tell us we were coming into an unsealed hangar.
My mistake. I guess I did not put that in the requisition request. It was in the report, but since obviously you guys are out of the chain, you wouldn't have seen it. In the future, I guess if someone orders shim plates, you're probably going somewhere that's unpressurized. I see you have spacesuits. Why does the rest of your crew not have spacesuits? What makes you 2 special? Obviously, the clanker there is a different story.
Roger.
Now throw that thing out the
I don't
airlock
know
and
that
save you
we're-
some time.
On a
We're
daily
special because we're normal, but also we're civilians, but also most of the people here don't really have the stomach for combat.
Wild. So your combat specialist is bringing welding equipment and not even good. This is why you're combat specialists and not engineers. Let me get on the horn
Yeah.
of the officers up above, and we'll see if we can get this settled out. You might as well load up and take your giant school bus back down to the planet. Also, Psycho, yes, I am grubbing out over here. I haven't had dinner yet, so I'm just shoving food in my mouth.
I'm. Am I able to like message them since I'm a robot and have it just go through their comm link?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say we cannot allow him to communicate with other people.
I mean, do we have to take everyone back? It seems kind of like a waste.
Look, I'm sure you'll get paid something regardless, or you won't. It's not my problem. To be 100% honest, I need to get the ship up and running before the week's end, because it needs to get off this planet. It is a sitting duck here, and I keep getting bad dreams, which is never a good sign when you build a ship.
Bad dreams.
Yeah,
Roger.
yeah. What is that dinging noise that keeps going off?
That is my work phone. I apologize.
Okay, you're good. I was just like, the fuck is that?
I kind of have to keep it on, unfortunately.
No, you're good. No stress. I just wanted to know what it was because I never heard it before. It's new. It's a new noise. I was making sure it wasn't me.
So this thing needs shim plates. Is there any way I'd be able to think whether or not I could take pieces off of the other ships to fix this or not?
Just so you guys know, because I don't know why you're being resistant. You have shim plates on your own ship. They're literally what you use to patch up when you take a major shot to the ship, and you have a good enough supplies. We talked about this a little bit last session, that you were basically just going to offer up your ship's entire supply of shim plates to make sure that it looked like a reasonable amount.
Oh, okay, cool.
If that's the case, then I'm going to be like, sir, we have shim plates on our ship. Why have you forgotten?
Well, it's because I'm a combat specialist. Took too many boots to the head.
Roger. And I'll walk in there and start unloading them.
That is the most helpful clanker I've ever seen in my life. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Just saved you guys a whole trip home.
Yeah.
What about you? You're super quiet over there, Cone Hat. Dome top? No neck Nick? What kind of space deuce is that? Gosh dang.
He gets the job done.
Was it a home build? Did you buy that from some lob-headed alien? Like, what the heck?
Well, it was specially designed for a special mission, and I just keep it.
Wild. Anyway. Well, you can give us the shim plates and we'll get to work. Your extra cruising can be super helpful here. You guys sticking around or giving us shim plates and taking off, or what's the plan here?
We'll wait. We gotta take them with us when we leave.
Well,
when they're done.
Right, but we don't need your workers. The 9 of us can get this handled within the hour.
But I mean, it's still probably gonna wait because I don't want to, leave and then you actually need more people. You feel me?
I guess we'll go with that. Well, shit. If you're gonna be around here, might as well use you. Send that clanker with the supplies with those 6. And you 2. Let's go figure out what the hell your orders were and get up to the officers.
Yeah, all right, works for me.
He kind of waves at a couple of his buddies.
murderous, delightful look on Thane's face. He said, "The clanker can go with those 6 average Joes." Just the eyes popping open, like, yes.
Someone's about to die.
But why though?
Also, it's not just me. I also have the other 2 robots with us.
Okay, cool. So
Just let him.
you and your
Just
slave
let him do the
droids.
repair first.
They are not slave droids. They have their own free will too.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Breathe. Time and place.
I assume he's talking to a small child. Anyway, I assume. But jumping into the adventure bits. Do we want to follow the droids on their adventure, or the 2 yahoos up to the officer command?
Can we just go and take him into a closet and give him a fresh set of lumps?
Sure.
Oh yeah, I was wholeheartedly once if there was no one around, yeah, no, that man was gonna die.
Okay.
But like once the bay is fixed, right? Like you're gonna wait till things are fixed before you kill the people that can fix them, so our people can get off the ship, right?
No, just the boss.
Yeah, just the boss. Because they already have their orders to go fix things. That's what they're doing right now.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
So
I got confused.
you guys get to the pressurized zone of the ship, which leads to the internal corridors and things like that, and immediately feel the pressure hits you guys hard. He says something about the gravity not being functioning super well with the rest of the bay being unpressurized. You don't really know how that applies, but it is what it is. So, you guys are walking along, and kind of like the other bay, this place looks real dead. There's not a lot of people in the ship. So, speaking of murdering some dude or giving him the lumps, this would be an opportune time. Who would like to try?
That would be me, I think.
Yeah, Chesty, go ahead.
Give him the lump.
Give him a lump.
So there's a. Let me see if I have any special.
This is usually the Wookiee's job.
Yeah. Where's the Wookiee? Okay, so I guess that would be brawl.
Yes.
I can do that. 2 yellows and a green. Do it against what?
It's an average check for you, so 2.
What? This engineer doesn't have some random melee defense?
He got a hard hat, I guess, but that ain't gonna do much against the butt of whatever rifle RJ's using.
I got a hard hit on.
Now you got to see what this looking helmet is.
He's in a spacesuit, so that's about it. And that doesn't really give you any defense. It just lets you breathe in space.
Actually, kind of impedes your fighting ability. Unlike the armor I'm wearing, which is meant for fighting. Here we go. Ready? Come on.
Get it done, RJ. Let's go.
Oh, hey! Oh, hey! Not imperfect?
Failed 17 times.
Okay, so 3 to 4. So ending up with 1 success and 1 advantage.
Okay. That's all you need. You give him a lump. What is your brawn? Are you using a weapon, or what are you applying the smackdown with here?
Yeah. Let's just use I guess I just whack. I guess I just butt stroke him. That's the easiest way to do it.
Okay, so butt stroke really doesn't have a property. So I'm gonna just give you a +1 to whatever your brawn is.
Okay, so the brawn is 2. And +1 of damage for engaged,
Okay.
and then +1 for that, so that'd be 4.
You do 4 points of damage to this random man. I'm gonna check stats really quick because that might not knock him out.
It's
By the
okay.
way-
We have a partner ready to give him the other wacko decker.
The
Did
stats
No
on
need to be so high.
the stats on this one is accomplished mechanic. It's a name right there. Okay, that's probably too much health for some random Yahoo. Let's just do
They have 75 health.
No, they had 12. I mean, that's a pretty good one. He was a rival level character, and this is not a rival level character. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
wow, actually, with it soak, he says, "Nah, fam, that wasn't a lot of damage." So he is hit and turns and takes his hydro panner and swings right back at you. The brawl has begun. After he attacks, we'll just kind of go circle cycle, make it easy. So, handy dandy assassin man, you are next. Oh,
Gotcha.
one downside. So next time he attacks RJ, it's going to be at disadvantage, or I mean, setback die. But he succeed by 2, so he does 6 damage. I don't even know if that gets through your stuff.
I have 1 melee and 4 soak, so I take 1.
Sorry, you have melee. Let me roll a defense die over here. Another setback. He gets 2 setbacks next time. But you were saying, sorry.
So yeah, so I have 4 soak, so I 2.
Yep.
2 wound or 2 strain.
2 wound. He hit you with a hydro spanner.
All right.
All right, Jasper. You just saw your friend get clunked after he kind of butt stroked the person. Like the dude was walking, he kind of just caught him and didn't finish him off.
Jasper will. Don't want to make a real big mess. Jasper will work to. I guess just try to. I don't use a sword. I guess use martial arts to try to break them like a stick.
Okay, roll your attack. I assume you're using brawl.
Yeah.
All right, use your brawl.
1 triumph and 4 advantages, and it's really just in this man's whole career. I would like to use a destiny point to add my agility to that damage.
Okay, so what is your brawn?
Brawn is 4,
Okay.
and then
brawn.
use
I'm
and
sorry.
then adding the agility to that is 6. So I believe that's 10 damage.
Got him.
Did you just karate chop this guy's spine in half?
So this man gets bonked by a thing, turns to throw a hydro spanner at whoever bonked him, and Jasper just goes, "Good night." He's done. Sleepy. Well, now you have a.
All right. So,
Would you like to hide the body or leave it out in the open and continue on your mission?
let's
Hide the
search
body.
it for any computer keys or anything like that, and stuff them into a closet.
Okay, you do find some mechanical stuff and a couple codes, but you don't really know what they go to. They might be personal quarter stuff.
And let's take his helmet so he can't have a go out wherever.
Oh, I thought that was about to be a lot darker.
Helmets, comms, anything that, yeah.
Okay, you do so. You strip them of the important stuff for breathing outside in the void. But I digress.
Yeah, throw him out into the void.
On to our handy dandy Junk. Junk, you have been traveling for a bit longer than your allies. Not a ton longer, but since they're in a little scuffle, you gain a good bit of distance. You have made it to what you assume to be the command center. Actually, you really can't assume, it's literally its own section of the ship apart from everything else. So you're like
Yeah.
100% sure this is where the command center is. You can see out the window. It's great.
I'd like to imagine at some point during this journey, Junk was just like in an elevator by himself, just going up for like a few stories. just
Totally a thing. From the hangar to the actual walking blades, you have to do that basically. That being said, there is a total of 13 people in this room besides yourself. They all look like bridge officers. As you know, this ship needs a minimum of 12. It needs 12 people. So they have slightly
12,
above minimum people on duty currently.
Somebody's training. That's what's going on.
That's what those bums were getting into. Anyway. Sorry, I just found trash under my desk. The dogs have done terrible things. So, what would you like to do? You are in the command center. There are 13 Yahoos prowling about. They don't seem to be paying you much mind, as there are other mouse droids currently spooping about between several groups of them.
awesome. I would like to take that opportunity to do some chicanery.
Chicanery? Is that like charcuterie, but robot style?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a cheese board. So I would like to see if I can find a nice little place to plug into, and real quick, see if I could use those other mouse droids as a diversion here.
Okay, so are you trying to hack the mouse droids, or are you trying to hack into the system? Because the mouse droids are independent droids just like yourself. It's not like they're hooked up to the computer directly.
Okay. I think in that case then, yeah, I mean, because I'm just sort of waiting to know when it's good to do what I need to do.
Okay.
So I think Junk's just gonna try to spot the best place for him to plug in, but for now we'll act like one of the other mouse droids doing, like either like their basic repairs or cleaning or whatever the droids in the area are doing.
They seem to be relaying literal paper notes between groups of these officers on the bridge.
It's
Okay.
so silly.
So like they're like essentially like working as like transferring documents and stuff to other people on the bridge.
Correct. But this doesn't look very
Okay.
official. Is the only note I have. And every time it goes from one group to another, there's some kind of giggling or laughing, or something along those lines. Like there's some kind of internal joke going on, and the mouse droids just happen to be the poster boys.
Okay. If there is any way to sort of dictate like some of the stuff that is going on, I think then Junk would very much like to figure out some of the names of these people, and then have someone quote unquote acting as the mouse droid delivering it, have someone accidentally send something talking shit about one of the people there to that person. Since there's just sort of like passing notes and giggling.
So you wanna sneak up and steal the notes to read them to see what's going on?
I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to discern any of their names. Like they're either they're working at stations or they're communicating with each other or they're calling. They're like it. Are they seriously just only talking via notes?
That's what it looks like. Again, the rest of it looks like they're being very professional in doing stuff, except for when they get a note, read it, write something on it, and give it back to the master to send to another group. As a note, most of them look like cadets. There is one very important looking person kind of ominously staring out the window. And every time there's a group giggle, he kind of turns and stares and then goes back to whatever the heck he was doing.
Man. I wish I was there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think at this point, Junk is then just gonna do nothing and bide his time, I guess.
Okay, would you like to hook into the terminals to check like the security maybe?
Not till it's time to do so, because I don't want to get caught out now and then have attention drawn to me. I'd rather just do it, get it done.
Okay. Cutscening to our other lovely droid carrying heavy shit. So, jumping into you, Fade. You and your little droid buddies are politely carrying stacks of welding sheets, basically, for these groups of yahoos. It looks like there's 2 engineers for each one of you droids. And they have all the tools that you can need for repairing stuff. They're repairing 3 specific holes, so they've broken up into 3 groups. What would you like to do? Do you just want to stand there and let them do their job, or are you going to cause havoc before they finish? What's the plan here?
I'm gonna let them do their job. Because like technically I'd be able to help. I do have some engineering.
Do you let
Some
them
mechanics, I mean.
Do you let them know that? Or do you sit quietly and just do what you're told?
I'll let them know.
All right. Let me roll and see how that goes over.
I'm gonna say I have been equipped with the ability of welding and other such things to fix starships.
Oh, and he's back. Their robot buddy, the last time I trusted a robot to repair a ship, I got stuck down in an airlock, so no thank you. You just hold stuff for us and hand us heavy things when we need you. That would be super helpful. I don't know who programmed your etiquette,
Roger.
but you're the nicest B1 I've ever talked to. This one could actually form a sentence besides those silly words. It's crazy. I remember seeing ones as kids as they were running through causing havoc as an army. Man, those things were dumb.
Oh God.
There is just a small bit of shaking that happens. You just, but because it's a vacuum of space, you can't hear it.
Noted.
I'm just gonna wait for them to finish up with their stuff, and I will communicate with my 2 droids to, be ready.
Okay, Run and the Wookiee are on the ship playing cards. Let's see who's winning. It's not Run.
I mean, everyone knows you let the Wookiee win.
So, back to our Mandalorians. You 2 have successfully hidden the body, stripped it, all that fun stuff. Where would you like to go now? What are you trying to do?
Like, is there like a security office or a communications thing that's might be online that we could get in there and make sure no one screams for freaking help? Is there like a pilot's lounge where we could, drop a thermal detonator and kill all the pilots? Anything like that.
You would make the assumption that there's a barracks you could go to and do something like that. There's no guarantee that you could get all the pilots at once. You could go to the bridge, but you also got to remember you probably don't want to go to the bridge and blow it up because, we need that to fly this thing out of here.
Well, that too.
Well, yeah, Junk's there too, right? You can't. That would be extra icing on the bag cake. But
I think I think through the comms, like everyone will hear Junk say,
Just a heads up, let me know when we are good with the hangar bay so we can start doing this, because we don't really want to take action, killing anyone or knocking anyone out before we get the hangar bay set up so the rest of our backup can come help us.
I have a question for you, Junk.
Yes,
Would you be able to depressurize the rest of the ship?
that's what I was hoping to do at the beginning of this.
Make it easy. I am allowing these engineers to repair.
Junk, an
Let me
interesting.
know when the repairs are done, and I will start moving forward.
It might be easier to depressurize it now comparatively to later.
Kill them all now.
"Yeah, but if we kill the engineers, then the rest of the crew doesn't get out of the ship."
The
The
engineers have
engineers
spacesuits.
are, and they won't know because nobody's actively communicating with them right now, unless they were to communicate with other people.
Okay. All right. In that case, yeah. In that case, I think Drunk will take a few minutes then, and we'll start. I think one by one, as he's passing by these mouse droids, attempt to do like a quick little like thing where he like just like as fast as he can, but with his little telescopic arm, just sort of like do a thing where he like quick like plugs into them and like does like a shock to their uh to their wiring, and sort of like hack them and get these guys so that so that basically he has the ability to if he gives them a command that they will essentially do it. Essentially what I want to get them to do is to sort of flash mob mentality at some point where they all stop and do something else.
Gotcha. You would know just from being a droid that that's not like something easy to do, even with mouse droids. You're complex creatures. Um, without a restraining bolt that is under your control, it's basically unnecessary. And all these mouse droids don't have a restraining bolt because they belong to the Empire, and they've been programmed to follow Imperial stuff, just like you were a long time ago.
Okay, so if they're not connected to the ship, how are they getting their commands?
Verbally. Or they have signals that go on, but they're not drones, right? They're droids.
See, that's what I was asking about
Okay, yeah,
earlier.
they
There
are.
was some way to connect to them. So you're making because you made it sound like I couldn't do it through electrical means or through droid like means. So I assumed then I would have to do it physically. So
Right, but then you're okay. So
Which-
let me give you a roll. You would have to hack 4 mouse droids that are running around up top here, right? Which isn't the end of the world, but you as a mouse droid would know it's not just a simple plug in and go. You guys have anti-hacking software stuff, right? They're gonna make noises and things unless you like drag them off into a corner one by one. Spend the 20 minutes it takes to get through their systems after you electrocute them to rewire them. It would be very time consuming. It's doable,
I
but
imagine it's
just
one of the
a long time. I do, as a DM, have a easier suggestion to clear the room.
What would that be?
You could turn off the window safety devices and then blow a hole in the giant windows. You have grenades.
I do. Where is the main dude looking at? The one that's not a cadet?
Literally, he's on the little top deck of the Imperial ship looking out the main front window.
Okay.
This man thinks he's Krennic, you know what I mean? Just staring out into the vastness of space like it all belongs to him.
Okay. So just so there's people down working on like a lower deck, and then there's a guy standing up on a higher deck.
Slightly, yeah.
That's like over.
Do you remember the movies at all? Like most Imperial Stars.
Vaguely at this point right now.
So usually there's a walking deck for people to get from place to the other, and then there's all the workstations.
Right. Okay, so they're like So they're like down working in the little trenches.
Yes.
And he's up on the top, sort of. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and the mouse
I don't
droids
know
are
why that image took so long to hit my brain.
You're good. And the mouse droids are on the top rack with him, rolling those notes back and forth, right, and doing the other things.
Oh, okay.
You currently are up on the top rack. To get the computers, you got to get to the bottom rack, which would be easy peasy lemon squeezy. So, like, you're not super far away from any console you need to get to.
Okay. Is there any? What is the thing that is preventing like that window? Is it like is it like an actual material, or is it like
it's
some sort of like force shield thing that is acting as?
No, so for the actual windows up here, they're basically crystallized durasteel is the easiest way to describe the material, right? It's supposed to be super strong, quote unquote, but it's still essentially glass. The process that goes through it weakens it considerably. That's why, if you guys remember in the Return of the Jedi, when they run into the Exquisitor with the A-Wing, he just goes straight through the window. Now, mind you, that's a ship flying very, very fast compared to a grenade, but any crack in a window is a bad kind of crack. Especially if there is no automatic window closing device to stop the, blast doors from coming down.
Okay. I, in that case, would like to go ahead and cause a distraction to allow me to go ahead and do that unimpeded. I'm going to go ahead and use my once per session. I can take the bad motivator action.
Okay.
And cause a device to spontaneously fail. So, a big device, but not like the main one in this room. So not like the main control panel, but something maybe adjacent to it.
Okay. So as you're goofing with the systems before you do anything, you blow the water regulation system. Not the end of the world, but all the people that are currently showering or trying to drink water or things like that can't. The water just stopped. The cooling system has stopped. It'll be an issue in the future, but what you do see on the bridge is one of the computers completely just... Luckily for the people on the crew, there was no one there to get hurt, but they are very concerned about what just happened.
Okay. And while that is going on, Junk is going to go to that like front glass area, and it's going to take out some of his burning gel, because it just cuts through shit, and I don't have to, and just sets up two full uses of it to like cut into in through the window. Okay. And when he is safely far enough away, he will trigger the detonation of it.
Okay, before you do that, though, you need to make a check to turn off the safety measures for the window closing bits.
Yes, sorry. So that is a mechanics check, difficulty 3. Did you want to throw anything on there?
I'm going to upgrade it to all red dice. So it's still a 3 difficulty, but it's red dice.
Sure.
And I think you have an ability that negates a couple of that anyway, so.
Well, I have something to negate setback dice.
I thought you also had one that lowered the difficulty of... Oh, I guess it's just for decryptions, huh? Never mind.
On computer checks. This is a mechanics check.
So you are physically barring the things, or are you just turning off the safety system?
So for bad motivator, I have to do a difficulty 3 mechanics check.
This is okay. So do that. That's going to be different than the safety mechanism. The exploding water pipes to cause the distraction is different than the other check.
Yeah, the bad motivator check is the
Yeah. Gotcha.
is
Okay.
is to make the thing faulty.
Okay, do that first. Well, I thought we had just talked about it messing up the water vents, and then you were going to make a check to turn off the emergency system, essentially, to make sure the windows don't close when you blow them up.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah. So you're using your bad motivator to distract everybody, so you have free reign to break into the system really quick. Yada yada.
Right.
So motivator check.
I rolled a success and a threat on the bad motivator check.
All right, you're good. Next time you make a mechanics check,
threat.
you'll have a setback. Go ahead and make the computer check, and again, that one's going to be all red.
Okay. And do. All right, and this is slicing. And how many dice am I doing here?
Hard check sounds good. But again, all red.
Okay,
So
all red. Yeah, 3 successes, 1 advantage, 1 triumph.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Heck, you even got a triumph. You get a little bit of oomph. Would you like to spend that on a cool story a bit, or would you like to get some information or something else?
We'll do a cool story bit.
Okay, so as you are going through the access and files and things like that, you notice a communication log between this ship specifically and our handy dandy quintet. The message itself is encrypted, but you definitely catch the name.
Neat. Yeah, I will store that encrypted message away and take a look at it later.
Okay. Now going back to setting up your thing, how are you going to hold on there, Masteroid, as you blow open the window? What is your plan for prep here? Or are you just going to leave the room and hope for the best?
I am. I'm sure there's something of rarity 5 or lower that would act as some sort of, magnetizing effect, right? Like, there's got to be like boots out there that can let you walk on the outside of ships, right?
Essentially, yeah. Why?
Would you classify that as like a rarity 5 or lower?
I mean, I can look it up really quick. I remember it's an actual item, whether it's part of a spacesuit. 10 seconds here. I'll get you a legitimate answer. Hey, look, Matt, it's literally an item from the FFG forums. So there's none in the mechanical sense, but they are part of the spacesuits and power suits, and I believe spacesuits are only rarity 2.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to spend 2 light side points for us.
Okay.
And I'm going to make a daunting difficulty mechanics check. If I succeed, then I essentially can create like a little magnetic thing to. It's called Inventive Creation.
Okay,
it's my class ultimate ability.
Sweet. I'm all for it.
Okay, so I have to make a daunting's 4, right?
Yes, daunting is 4. Because that's easier than whatever 5 is, and it is wild that that's the case.
Yeah. So I get the setback dice, but with a mechanics check, I can go ahead and negate a setback.
Okay.
Couple threats, but overall we got 3 successes on this bad boy, so we'll take it.
Okay, you mag booted up.
Yeah, so Junk's just like, as all this commotion is happening, Junk's just like, okay, hacking into the system, got it, put up the burning gel, get a little magnetic thing here, set down, and then it's just waiting to hit the button, basically, to let it go.
You would know that you would want to hit the button quickly because
And yeah,
having
Junk
the things on the whatchamacallit is going to be a pain in the butt.
Good job.
Yeah.
Do I have permission to literally execute?
Is everybody else ready?
I'm just
clearing
sitting
out
on the
The
ship.
bridge first.
Are you winning?
No.
We'll see. Click.
Roger, Roger.
And yeah, Junk will go ahead and activate the burning gel. I do want to be near where the box was that I hacked into to like disable the shields and stuff.
Yep, too easy. You can do that.
So I'm just settled in there. Click the button and activate the burning gel to immediately like the acid gel sort of activates, burning and cutting into the glass.
Yeah, and
it does 10 damage with 5 burn and 5 pierce, so it's made to go through hulls.
Yes, 100%. So no problem whatsoever. As unfortunate it is for everyone on the bridge, is you just put 2 robot-sized holes in the ship at a relatively rapid rate. You hear the commander yell for about 2 seconds before he, since he's the closest one to the holes, gets in between one of them. So like he sits there for a second and then gets folded in half, and you see he splurts out the back as he's sucked into space. Shortly followed by, let's see how many of these cadets are able to. Let's see how many of these cadets and robots are able to hold on for dear life. Not a single one.
Oh man, they go all recruits.
Yeah, all 12 pilots that were recruit training cadets yahoos that just graduated. You just picked up all their friends. I'm really glad you guys got rid of these guys before, because this was definitely the last graduating class. They're in space, game over, goodbye, along with the commander. Downside is those masteroids we talked about are also gone. But Junk, you have successfully cleared the.
That's okay.
Junk, you have successfully cleared the bridge. Are you gonna tell your friends about
Awesome.
the plan?
Yeah, Junk will activate the shields to like close up the to repressurize the cabin. And we'll go over comm.
The flashbags have been evacuated.
Roger, Roger.
What do you mean flesh bags? When did you start using that slur?
I learned it from watching Dad.
Terrible.
Am I the bad influence?
Yes. The answer to that question is yes.
Who's Dad?
So yeah, Junk, as of this moment, has control of the bridge.
All right, you guys are informed that Junk has control of the bridge. Go ahead. Sorry, don't mind me.
No, I was just gonna say if there's anything else I need to like shore up the doors or like, 'cause I'm pretty sure there's probably some like as long as it doesn't set off an alarm or anything like that, Junk would at least try to deactivate the alarm to make sure the doors were like what was it, like blaster shielded or whatever, to like prevent people from trying to enter.
The doors did not do anything because you turned off all the safety systems. So no alarm, no nothing. You just blew up the windows and people got sucked out into the vacuum of space. It was actually relatively quiet. The people that got sucked out screamed the entire time, but after you blew the hole in the wall, you can hear nothing. It's actually eerily silent in there right now. You only blew up the main big window, so all the side windows, once you like close everything up, can be closed safely. The big window, on the other hand, will need some actual replacement before you can get rid of the blast shield. But the rest of them just go back up normally, so there's still some kind of visual arc. But as a note, while we are flying and doing things with this in the future, if we tried to use the weapons, actually none of the weapons are controlled via looking, so it doesn't matter. Never mind. They'll have their own weapons console. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, at that point, Junk's just like, I got control. Getting this place shut, locked down. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to do.
Are there any more of those giggling mouse droids around?
The mouse droids weren't giggling. It was the cadets passing notes.
Oh, I thought it was the mouse droids.
That'd be way creepier.
Yeah, right, exactly. Why are these mouse droids speaking for one? Two, why are they giggling? They can't even read the paper. It's 10 feet above their head. Okay, but cutting to our robot in the command bay, you have the feeling that Junk did a thing. I mean, you literally, I guess, could watch through his comms if he wanted to send it to you because you're robots. So you can do weird things like that.
Oh, for sure. There's like a GIF transmitted to Fade of just all of them getting sucked out, like repeating.
It's just a chuckle. And then, did you communicate that you found a weird message that was encrypted?
I didn't, because I didn't really think it was important at the time. It just kind of felt like a back burner sort of situation.
Then I wouldn't say what I would want to say. So.
I'll probably bring it up later, but I think right now Junk's more concerned with making sure the mission is going well.
Right, Junk, to give you a roll, go ahead and give me a percentile roll to see how far done these guys have made it with your and your robot's assistant / whatnot.
I mean, Faye.
Yes, sorry.
The percentile roll, you said?
Yes, please. I like how you knew who I was talking to.
87.
80. Okay, so they're almost done. They're getting close. They're moving and grooving quick. It's almost like not having to carry around the heavy slip plates has considerably sped up their efficiency. Jumping to our Mandalorians. You guys were heading to a barracks room, from what I understand.
Right. Roger.
So, you guys have entered the barracks area. It's actually a whole bunch of different rooms. There's broken up into officers' quarters and enlisted quarters and pilots' quarters. Officers, enlisted, engineers, and pilots. As the pilots are kind of that in between. And enlisted are literally like soldiers. Stormtroopers and the like. You have 4 sections you can check out. Is there one you would like to specifically go in? I will note there was 40 something ships in the cargo bay. Or hangar bay.
So probably the officer ones will check out.
Okay. As you enter the officer's room, these are all the people that are, probably the ones that actually fly this ship. It looks relatively empty. As you guys search through, you can see a couple rooms that are quote-unquote active, but we're talking less than a dozen, or probably just over a dozen currently that are active and online. Do you search through all of them to see if there's people there?
Yeah, I guess let's just kind of like casually do it. Don't look like we're.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
We'll do it casually.
Okay. Do you have a D12 on you by chance?
Of course I do.
All right, roll it.
I have 9,000 dice in my possession.
That's
Apparently, I'm a goblin.
You're on the edge of
It's over
dragon.
9,000.
See, it's got spikes.
Yes. That was an epic Sage's dice, if I
Rolling.
remember correctly.
Alas, yes. 10.
Okay, so with a number 10, you go through the first 9 rooms and nothing happens. You open the door, there's no one in there. You move on, right? It's just nobody. 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 This place is a freaking ghost town, man. There's no one here. You get to the 10th room, and sitting at a desk looks to be a very annoyed Imperial officer. She is sitting there reading something angrily. She doesn't look very well, like she's wrapped in a blanket and looks like she just got done sneezing. She looks gross is the easiest way to describe her. As she turns to look at you and your guns and weapons and things, what do you do?
Hey.
Shoot her in the head.
Hey.
Two wildly different approaches.
You just Fonzie the heck out of the Imperial officer. I can respect that. I don't think it's a good idea, but I can respect that.
Yep.
Would you like to make some seduction rolls over here to the sick Imperial officer?
Oh God, yes. No, but yes.
I got your Theraflu.
All right, so
And then I shoot with my sniper rifle.
do you really shoot her after he gets done flirting?
I want to see if he's successful. If he's unsuccessful, yes, she gets it.
All right, negotiation. That needs rephrasing. Jasper, negotiate.
Oh, would it not be charm?
You know what? This is the first time I've ever used a charm check. Yeah, this would totally be charm.
2 purple?
Yeah. I've been playing this game for like 5 years, and this is legitimately like the 3rd time I've ever used charm.
1 success.
You succeed! She looks up at you and kind of goes, "Hey, who are you guys?" I would say you might be some kind of joke bound strippers, but you don't look like Twi'lek, so.
We came with supplies on to help fix the ship, and we were just kind of looking around because we were walking with the head engineer, and he kind of disappeared on us. And I'm kind of glad we lost him because
he's not a fun guy.
Let us meet you.
Oh, listen to him.
All right, let's roll that counter roll.
Hitting them with that awkward charisma.
It's successful somehow.
Rhythm with the tism.
You
got her.
She blanked out essentially. She has advantage against the next roll against you with two upgrades, or 1 upgrade because the thing's canceled out. But 0 is still a fail, so you win. She have 1 difficulty dice, by the way, just for the record. The fact that you just
That's so fair.
Just ridiculous. But
wisdom.
She politely kind of sets some stuff down, wipes her face off, shakes her hands a little bit, and straightens up and says, "Well, I'd be happy to take you where you need to go. Where were you guys heading?" Forget the just barging into her room without being asked and randomly just being like, "We're just looking through the ship, no security guard or nothing. Where are you guys trying to go?"
Does this place have any kind of recreational facilities? We're waiting for our ship to finish fixing something in here, and We're hoping maybe to find.
I can think of some recreational activities.
I ain't feeling up for that. But wait, I have a noise. Sorry, you guys are gonna suffer through it because it makes me giggle. Hey, I got someone else to giggle. That's all that matters. So with that being said, to answer your question, yes, there's a recreation center not super far from here. There's one in the officers' quarters, not far away. I mean, there's not a lot to it. It's pretty simple. But some card robots and things like that, and some other various stuff can get programmed and turned on. I think right now the ship's on minimal power because of the whole engine hangar bay situation. They overloaded the system somehow and caused a small explosion, making some cracks on the inside of the ship before it even took off. And lost a whole TIE fighter in the process. It was great.
Oh, that does not sound good. Are you okay, by the way?
I mean,
You looked a little down.
I am sick. I ate something on solstice and or Solus, I should say, and yeah, it got me good. I've been in my room for the last 2 days, so maybe leave me a little bit of space. You guys don't look like regular contractors. What's up with all the heavy armaments and armor? And why don't you have a guard escort? Like they just letting people walk around here with weapons unchecked? Wild.
Well, we had the engineer, but then he stepped away on us. So we're kind of, I guess he was said we were ground pounders and stuff that wasn't worth his time. He wasn't the most of eloquent people or charming.
Did he have a weird accent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be Froglet then. Froglet is he's a piece of work. That's what we get for not
His name's Froglet.
That's his last name. Yeah, I honestly don't
That
care what
is
his first name is.
unfortunate.
Such a bad.
But yeah, sorry you had to deal with that. He's not the head engineer, but he's like third or fourth on the rung, and so they got him in charge of the in trouble crew.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're in trouble.
But yeah, Cheater leads you over to the recreation center, and just like she said, it's mostly powered down, but there's the ability to access a couple of the things relatively easy by flicking them on or whatnot. You guys actually go for the recreation thing, or what is thought here? Or do you give her the big old back slap and move on?
I didn't expect to get this far.
Man, double down, trying to rip her out of the Empire.
But definitely don't want to do what we did to the other guy because she's not really harming anybody.
Put her in the brig.
She's sick.
If I could spell. Wow. Wow. Okay, that's wild.
What?
An Imperial naval officer has a wound threshold of 11. Just like off the rip, wild. Oh, that's why, because they are all technically rivals. Let's compare that to the Republic
What were you?
officer.
What were you reading? By the way, you didn't look very happy with it.
Just status reports and things. I have to do the paperwork side of stuff while I'm sick, since I can't be in the training area in the brig, or I'm in bridge.
Good for her.
Good for.
I like her. We should get her part of the crew.
I mean, as a note, you have stun abilities on your weapons. It would probably be faster just to shoot the shit out of her with the stun setting.
Oh, there we go.
This is so cool. Bah, 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 bah.
I mean, better to be stunned than to be punched in the face like the other guy. Like, wake up.
Or sucked out a hole into space.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
we're
There are
turning the
there are
ground
fates
human.
worse than getting shot in the face.
If you just want to leave us here and go back to your room, we'll just wait. Or I can escort you back to your room if you wish.
Oh, I'm not feeling so good. I'm sure I would really appreciate you escorting me back.
Geez.
I would.
I just want you
It
to
would
know
be my
you rolled
pleasure.
I just want you to know I rolled a 2 on the force die for this. This is the most positive interaction you've ever gotten in your life. The sniffles have magically disappeared now that there's a hot Mandalorian in front of her. Ridiculous.
God bless.
Silly question. What is your looking at our stats here, what is your presence?
It's a 2.
Okay, so I take that, you're not a hot Mandalorian, you're just like a regular Mandalorian. I don't know what that qualifies in the grand scheme of things, but
Still pretty hot.
You're still a Mandalorian.
still a Mandalorian,
That
right?
qualifies for a lot.
Most human standards would be a 3, but you know. So,
Look, I'm trained to kill, not seduce. But it's working anyway.
it's working somehow, right? Yeah, exactly. You're Obi-Waning your way through a relationship with the Mandalorian. It's rough. Someone's gonna die later. Anyway, you escort her back to the room. She politely smiles at you and, well, maybe if the ship stays somewhat close to this side of the quadrant, we could talk more, or if I get some time off. But for that, I'd need a comm signal, and you might have a comm question mark.
He will give her his info to be contacted later.
Okay, you have
Give
given
her your
away.
Snapchat.
You have given, yeah, right. You have given away your comms channel to your direct line communicator built into your helmet. Whether that's a good idea or a bad idea, we will find out in the future. But for now,
Oh, the power of being a person. The follies of being a species.
she closes the thing. As a DM, this might be a great time for you to jam the door so she cannot escape and cause havoc later.
Yeah, 100% doing that.
The computer out of her.
What was that, RJ?
I thought we were going to stun the bejeeters out of her.
Apparently not.
No, she didn't really deserve that.
She's already sick. That's so mean.
Well, too bad the Wookiee wasn't here to
I was going to say, too bad Run's stuck in his ship. He would have shot the shit out of her immediately. But regardless, go ahead and make a computers check as you try to basically lock her in a room.
Delightful. 2 purple?
Yeah, 3 purple and they're all red. Sorry, so 3 red. As breaking into any of the security on the ship is 3 red.
Oh, wow, that actually worked out a lot better than I thought it was going to. 5 successes, 2 threats.
Wow. Okay. Well, you stress yourself out doing so. So take 2 strain, but you succeed by a ton, and there's no way she's getting out anytime soon. Junk over there got a joke.
Nothing says love like locking them in a room.
You just
That's fucked.
princessed in another castle there. Didn't even know. All right. There are still 3 sections for you guys to search from. Cutscening back to Ron. Run's over there just like, why do I keep fucking losing? You're not even good at this game. The Wookiee chuckles heartily, and we continue. The people down in the ship are just like, can we get out yet? What's going on? Why is there no da-da-da-da-da-da? Junk, you're kind of in the same situation. You're just chilling upstairs.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna use some of this downtime, like, cause like, you know, I'm still fiddling in with the system and stuff.
Okay.
But I think at this point, I think Junk is gonna try to decipher that code, or that
The message?
message between the ship and Quintet.
Of course.
Are there any additional restrictions or anything?
Nope. Basic.
I mean, you
normal
know where I'm
Imperial
coming
decoding.
at with this thing, so
I know, but it's just basic Imperial decoding. And at this point, since it's
Okay.
from Quintet, like, you probably understand the signature of his decoding stuff because you've decoded several of his messages, including the super thumb drive that you
Mhm.
have of Doom.
yes. So if there's no added difficulties or setbacks, or because it'd have to be a bunch of setbacks, but
You know what? You can take 1 dark side point.
all right, then I'm gonna negate that with my ability. Okay. One success, 8 advantages.
That's a lot of advantage. Oh,
How many advantage?
8 advantages.
God. What? How many success?
1. One success, 8 advantages.
That's what I thought. I was like, there's no way. Yeah, okay. Anyway.
Yeah, no, this is straight up dumb. Like, I'm gonna, because I get like boost dice and stuff like that because I'm slicing and everything, and like it's wild.
So, as we push into this, you have the equivalent of 2 triumphs and a couple extra for how you want to spend those things. So since it's deciphering, decrypting, and whatnot, the message itself, I didn't even know what would be the most appropriate to send you or like let you use it on. You know what I mean? Besides to take a ridiculous amount of advantages over the next however long on computer checks, which you probably don't need. Oh, you know what you can do?
I don't need them, but I would gladly take them.
You could literally give everyone that's playing right now an advantage on their next computer check.
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right. Yeah, everyone heard that. If for some reason our handy dandy mouse droid cannot do the hacking, we all get a boost die. All right. Yeah, you decipher the message barely, but barely is still a success. It says, Captain Tulsa, be warned, there seems to be rats approaching quickly. Hope you're ready for it. That's all the message states. Your friend, Quintet.
Okay, question: do I see a broken mug somewhere that says Captain Tulsa on it? Like the guy that was in here is Captain Tulsa.
It is super safe to assume that Captain Tulsa was the commanding officer here. Yes.
Okay, so Captain. Okay, so he's like, hey, there's some people coming. They're gonna start some shit, and he's just like, okay, got it. And then like 2 hours later,
He was on watch. The mofo was watching for you guys. He's like, where are these people at? I need to find these rats. What's going on? And then explosions. Oh,
Ironically, it's the mouse droid that ends up
Just as a note though, right? So he turns to go deal with the stupid water system that just exploded, right? He's been warned that there's people coming over, so he's freaking out. Oh, they blew up my water system, those bastards! And then immediately gets sucked out the fucking wall. He hears the mouse droid stops and stands up, and like if Junk had a face, he definitely looked at this guy right before he gets sucked out into the void, right?
For sure.
The look
Not
of
your day,
okay.
Sam. Not your day.
exactly.
Okay, I will inform Fade, specifically private channel.
Quintet sold us out.
It was only a matter of time.
Well, I'm done feeling bad for people. I think it's time we cleanse the ship.
I agree. Are they done?
Okay. How would
And
you like to
then,
quote unquote
over-
cleanse the ship?
Well, over everyone's comms, I will say,
Prep your spacesuits. You're
Trap
gonna
your
need it.
face suits. Really?
I'm in a spaceship. I ain't prepping shit. What are you doing?
yeah. So Junk is going to get into the system and is going to turn off the gravity and the oxygen.
Ah,
Right,
killing the
he's dead.
life support, huh?
Yes.
Oof. Okay, make your roll. This is like everything else going to be 3 hard because you're hacking into the security.
I love the idea of Verling like trying to save this person that he just locked in their room.
I don't want
Oh,
to.
then we're just gonna turn the power off on her. Die in the dark in your sleep, you sick bastard.
I got worried for a second because I didn't see any successes, and then but the way that the rolls are, the way that it presents things is it does successes, advantages, and then triumphs. I have 3 advantages, 2 triumphs.
Damn.
So
Yeah,
2
you break
critical
you
successes.
break through the system saying with speed. So it's not like it's slowly turned off and the stuff kind of just right and shuts down and people have time to panic. Instead, you vented the atmosphere immediately, right? So it takes less than 3 minutes for the air in this ship to suck out. You people that are running around the ship.
Right as that happens, though, I did write something down that I did want to say as this is as Junk is shutting everything down.
I will listen. Are you saying it to everybody, or are you just monologuing?
It's going over the entire ship.
Okay, cool. You can do that.
Ding dong! Attention valued passengers of Junk Airways. Due to budget constraints, oxygen and gravity have been permanently discontinued. We appreciate your patronage, and we hope you enjoy the remaining moments of your miserable, gasping existence. Thank you for flying with Junk Airways, where survival is never guaranteed.
It's cold. All right. Well, you killed the
Roger,
thing.
roger.
Our two heroes that had gravity no longer have gravity. All of us in the ship don't have gravity, but we can still breathe because we're inside the ship. The engineers that are out with the robot can't tell the difference, and they're still working because they're not communicating with anyone except for they just heard a ship-wide announcement from Junk. They look very.
Are they done with the patch?
Let's find out.
Because was it
Yes.
83 or 87 last time?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. I look at them and it's just Roger as I activate a grenade and toss it at them. Which grenade is it that is there?
Just finished patching a ship, put another fucking hole in it. You bastard. Don't use the thermal detonator. That's all I ask. Normal grenades, I don't think will go for the regular hole. Okay.
I was about to say I got a plasma grenade they could use.
It's not any better.
It's 12 damage versus 20. I also do have frag grenades, which would probably be easiest because all it needs to do is cut into their armor and they're dead.
Right, yeah, I would use a frag grenade. That would make way more sense anyway.
I'll use the frag grenade. So that's a light weapon attack.
Yep, as you yeet. And you have the explosive expert where you can make sure it doesn't hit your friends, right?
Yep.
Okay, roll to
Selective
attack.
detonation. Against how many purple?
2. It's a regular throw.
2. Awesome. 2 successes, 2 advantages.
Okay, so with the 2 advantages, I believe that is enough to activate Blast, which allows you to do the secondary damage to whoever you weren't throwing them at, basically. And then the 2 advantage, 1 hit and 1 extra damage to everything.
Yeah, so it's 8 damage normally, and then 9 with blast 9. So
Yeah, these little minion engineers that you just got are dead. They got. They have like an equivalent of 7 HP. Right, yeah, 3 soak, yeah. So, they're all dead. Congratulations, explosive expert. You've killed the mechanics. I hear the explosion outside the ship and look over and go, the fun has started. It takes approximately 3 minutes. We'll say 5 minutes. You guys kind of wait a few minutes for the air to go out. Before you know that a good majority of the people on this ship didn't make it. But you will be surprised that several did because they had suits or had the ability to breathe or whatever. So
But I'm kind of ready just in case because I'm that kind of guy.
the only people that have that equipment readily available were the pilots. And about a quarter of them survived. So you will know from scans on the ship there are about 10 individuals that survived the gassing, the suck you out into space.
Oh, that's actually a really good question. Can I direct Chesty and Jasper to the locations where these life forms are currently still at?
You are in the ship, so yes, kind of. I mean, it's not like a ping pulsey bit or whatever.
Right.
But you have a basic idea. You guys know that there's 10 because I as the DM is letting you guys know what I rolled.
Right.
You
But
don't.
is there like cams and comms and stuff?
Yes, if you look through the security thing quickly as a robot because you have super fast intelligence, you can click, 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 and tag 10 people that are in the pilot's quarters.
All right, I will direct.
Close to them.
Yeah, I'll let you 3 know because Junk's not going to be able to get there for a long time. So Junk will just let you guys know.
There's a few still alive in the pilot's quarters.
Junk, what did you just do?
They were the lucky few.
Why am I floating?
Oh, we played a game.
That doesn't explain why I'm floating.
We played a game and they lost.
Can you turn on the stupid energy barriers so we can and pressurize this hole so we can GTFO?
Fade?
Roger.
Okay.
Okay, it's
and we'll turn everything back on.
It's literally a flick of the switch, right? Because you've already broken into the systems.
Yeah.
And turning on the power to the bays as they get fixed or after they are fixed is immediate, right? You could have turned them on at any point, honestly.
Yeah.
They just wouldn't have been able to hold air because, the decompression. With them closing and all that fun stuff and you turning on the life support, it takes a whopping 7 minutes to refill the hangar base with air. So me and the Wookiee are out of combat for the next 7-ish minutes. Jasper, in that time, roll me a. Yes, I'm sorry. What's up?
Don't we still need to plug in the kill code so that we're able to fly away and not be tracked?
That is an option for you. Oh, she brings me food because she loves me.
Nice.
Thank you, love. Appreciate you.
About to say you should probably do that and then repressurize everything.
Yeah. You guys are going to be fighting. Junk's going to have time to input the thing and deal with everything. He's not going to be in this combat with you guys. He's not going to make it there in time.
I think what our handy dandy B1 is telling us though is you probably want to put the death code in before you restart everything, because the death code kills all the systems. Remember?
Oh yeah. Then yeah, definitely
Okay, so
find the USB port and plug it in.
I thought we were stealing the ship. Why are we putting the death code?
So it doesn't
That's
get
so we're
tracked.
able to fly it. Yeah.
Oh, but it doesn't disable the ship. It just disable the tracker.
no,
Right,
it
right,
disables
right.
the
There-
whole chip. It basically factory resets it to where it's basic computing standards. It takes out all the Imperial stuff.
Yeah.
It gets rid of the Imperial programming. It's just resetting it to factory. So that's it. It's
It's like when you get a used laptop from someone, you just factory reset it. Now it's ready to do what you need it to do.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, Junk will do that first, then, and then we'll reset the
Okay,
life support.
so we go floating again, but at this point, all the lights everywhere are gone. The elevator shafts are turned off. The doors aren't openable. You guys are basically pinned where you're at while this code is doing things. Junk, I need you to roll me a D100 as you deal with the physical explosions and things that occur from hitting this code. They won't necessarily hit you directly, but you will have an idea of what's happening as you see it IRL in the cockpit.
$85.
Ooh, okay. 85% of the physical systems are destroyed using the kill code.
yeah.
That's rough. That means that this
Gotta
ship
be
is
ship, right?
he just
Quintet wasn't nearly as good at this as he's claimed he was.
oh, he's good. It did exactly what it was supposed to do, and you just watched this code completely frag a carrier. You have the ability to fix some of it, but a lot of it is literal physical wires and other things just splurt out from the command center, right? Most of the computers you were sitting next to just blow up.
Junk flops back from one of the explosions onto the ground. Yeah, I guess while they're fighting, Junk's gonna spend time fucking repairing shit.
So, as a note, you have plenty of time because they can't move. They're pinned in whatever room they were in. The doors will not open. There's no emergency power.
Yeah. Yeah, Junk's just gonna go around and do all his mechanic chicanery and
The life support was on for 0.2. Was never was. I guess you guys were already floating because there was no reason to turn the gravity on and then do this, and you would have known that.
yeah.
But the lights went out, so now it's really dark, and if you don't have a flashlight on your helmet, you can't see shit.
Yeah, and if there was any strain on the system that's caused by this, I do have one of my mechanic abilities is fine tuning, and I get to repair an additional system strain per rank of fine tuning. So I get
Okay.
an additional one if
That's
that matters anything to
that's
fixing this.
super important because it was 100% system strain, which is why all the physical damage happened as well. Excuse me. So go ahead and roll me a mechanics check to see what you can fix.
Okay.
You're
4 successes, 1 advantage,
or
unless you're
success-
throwing anything else.
I might suggest you use a light save point to give you a little bit of a boost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So 4 successes, 1 advantage.
You're making so we actually get to make this our home.
So it's just adding 1 more advantage. So 4 successes, 2 advantage.
Okay, so with 4 successes, you were able to pull up about 40% of the ship's damage through your tinkering and whatnot. I'm going to roll a d10 and see how long this takes you to even get it to that state. It takes 2 hours of us sitting in the dark floating. But
So the people that just watched all of their friends die are sitting in their spacesuits in the dark, just floating.
yep, there's some trauma going on here.
Oh no, I feel so bad.
A realistic question for those of you that aren't in a spaceship that has its own power source. How long do you guys have of oxygen? You might have accidentally killed your friends. Obviously the robot's fine, but everyone else.
Well, I know Chesty's Megamind helmet is rated to breathe in space. That's the bonus that I gave him when I edited that, was the ability for it to be self-sufficient in space.
I think the question is, so it'll just keep recycling.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, because this is a futuristic plot that they kind of yada yada over, I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah. But I don't know. I would have maybe Jasper's in a room where they have a bunch of extra tanks or something. I don't know.
I gotta say, there's still oxygen on board the ship. You just gotta
Yeah.
go hook into it.
Like there's none being
Hey.
pumped through the vent.
Hey, yeah. So, TIE fighters don't have an external oxygen supply, and they only have a few minutes at most. So,
Yeah.
Jasper, since you do not have a rebreather built into your suit, unlike RJ, you need to find air quickly.
Cool.
The other option is, RJ, you could hook your helmet up to Jasper's stuff and basically use your rebreather for his stuff, but you will pass out. You will be unconscious because it doesn't produce enough air for 2 people. It just produces enough air for 1.
All the doors they've gone through are still open, right? Or no?
No, they close behind them like normal. They're trapped in whatever little room they were in, or if they were in the hallway, they're trapped in a hallway.
Damn.
Can we
I
call?
can't even
Can we
try
call?
to help them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we call the mouse droid to direct us to some oxygen before someone becomes a burden of a corpse?
You can.
Well, you guys said you went back to the pilot's room, right? Like maybe there's a rebreather in one of their foot lockers or something.
You wouldn't assume so. These are naval officers, not pilots over here. They were heading towards the pilot room, but even still, the TIE fighters don't, or TIE Yahoos don't have long-term life support. Again, according to my thing on here, it is they can only live for a couple minutes at most in space. They can live outside of space, but like 2 hours, donezo.
Well, shit. Can you force breathe, Jasper? Is that
Is that a thing? Just keep healing your
Is that a
lungs.
thing?
No, that
Can
is
you
not a
force
thing I
breathe?
can do.
Just,
That is not a thing I can do.
You ain't got that Leia skill.
I feel like
No, unfortunately not.
that's actually a Jedi skill you can pick up in the OG book. It's meant for like breathing underwater or whatever. But yeah, Jasper, you're kind of SOL on this one. Junk might have just killed you on accident.
That's the hidden
The
deception
hidden
of the entire
deception!
time.
To be fair, I did give them a heads up. So I don't know if they were heading into a direction where there might be something for them to use, but I did give them the heads up.
Shall I leave it to fate? Jasper, this is more of a question for you. Do you want narrative possibilities, or do you want to leave it up to the dice?
I'll leave it up to the dice.
Okay, I'm going to switch my camera so you can see my roll. And we're going to do it. Oh, shite. Dropping things over here. And we're going to do a series of rolls, right? So, it's not fun unless there's trauma. Hey, look at that. Look at that beautiful scene. Not important for what we're doing currently, but here's my force dice. First roll, are you... Here, and I'll make my screen big so people can actually see the pips. So, first roll is, were you in an area that it was even possible to find oxygen? Or were you kind of just stuck in an area that you... Game over, sorry. All right, no. I mean, it's a possibility, but very unlikely. Do you have any ways of cutting through bulkheads or things like that? Like our handy dandy mouse droid has the little uh, fusion cutter gel. Do you have any of that?
Jasper carries 2 swords and 2 throwing knives.
All right, I'll
No.
take that as a no. RJ, you were close enough to him to help. Is there anything you have that could cut through the ship at all?
I got a vibro knife, blaster pistol, blaster rifle, and a jetpack rifle. A jetpack. Get the right stupid mouse here. Let's see. Available.
You have? Are you wearing your jetpack right now? RJ.
Yeah, I would think so.
So, as a note, the officer's playroom that you guys were just in has a big old window on it, and you have a rocket launcher that might be able to blow a hole in the side of the ship. And you might be able to make it to the hangar bay where your ship with oxygen is chilling currently. That might save your life.
During those 2 hours, how long would he have?
He has.
Because I'm a droid with 2 other droids. Couldn't me and the other droids just open up the doors manually?
I would say this is an emergency situation, and the amount of time it would take you to open the doors and get there and then get him back is not good. I mean, even if RJ blows open the side window here and runs him directly to the ship, he might not make it. We'll have to do some rolls to see how it goes.
Okay.
But is that something you would like to use? RJ, would you like to burn a rocket? Again, the simple option is you could just hook your oxygen up to his oxygen, and you guys will pass out together, but you will survive.
I mean, if we can't find oxygen before we get to, I think a blowing a hole in the ship and when flying out is going to be a good idea. We should look and see if we find it. If we don't find it, then find some place to,
Okay.
Tell junk where we're hiding and then go hide.
I have given
And then,
you
hook together.
I've given you your options. So the only thing you can really do successfully is hook up your oxygens, and you guys will eventually pass out because 2 hours is a long time. Do you guys have any meaningful conversations in this oxygen deprived state? Give you a little chance for role play between the two of you as you are chest to chest, getting real snuggly.
I wonder how long that chick's oxygen holds out. Jasper.
Jasper immediately disconnects.
No.
Do you mean disconnect as in like a phone call, or did you just disconnect your oxygen from RJ?
I'd rather die than have this conversation.
200%. Can we not think about that?
Oh, I understand.
Thank you for this, by the way. I also would have just accepted dying to get out from underneath Circa. But you've prolonged that, it seems.
At least for a
Where
little
there's
bit.
life, there's no death.
Where there's life, there's a way. That's a great way to take our pause. So we're at the 2 hour mark. We're going to take a quick little break in between things and get back to stuff. I'm going to shove food in my mouth off screen so you guys don't have to see me shove a big old burger in my face. And I'm going to say goodnight to the children and whatnot. So 5-minute break. We'll be back here by 7:52-ish, 53-ish my time. So whatever time that is for you yahoos. Will BRB. Please enjoy this music. This one's for Run, because you won't be able to tell from the song, for sure.
Sorry about killing your girlfriend, Jasper.
That's a silly thing.
Where the daring survive, run
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I would have thought it would have been hilarious if that's how those two died.
They were hooking up and
It's so
Junk
fun.
didn't know. Just like, I hope you're all ready. Just two naked floating bodies in a room. Gravity gets turned back on. They just fall in weird positions. People are like, man, people were into wild shit on this ship.
Galaxy's trials, he'll pay his dues. Through asteroid storms, through danger untold, run careers.
But yeah, no, I've been wanting to shut everything off on the ship the moment, like, last session. The moment I heard that we had to take the ship over, I was like, oh, we can just kill everybody. What do you mean? Oh man, I did not think that like the suits weren't gonna have enough oxygen. That didn't even occur to me. To be fair, probably wouldn't have occurred to Junk either.
I'm sure Junk wouldn't have thought about that. They definitely didn't think of that. If anything, maybe just like how unfortunate life is and things pray where humans are dead.
Yeah. I mean, Junk gave the warning. He's like, listen, it's gonna get rough here. Then he shut everything off, so... but yeah, no, I was debating between that little speech or doing something a little bit more towards like a game show sort of aspect, but I figured it's less sadistic that way than the game show approach. Still psychotic, but...
Through the stars, chasing his dreams. Run when they see you run, a shadow in flight. Striking from nowhere, then gone with the night. With disruptor in hand and the skies in his sight. One Karus prevails, a master of flight.
And we're back. You guys talking through my whole song. How dare you? We're still waiting a couple minutes while everyone returns. I'm shoving a burger in my face. Wahaha. So sad. So sad. I thought it was going to be a Baconator as per the usual, but apparently they goofed up the order and just gave a Dave's Classic. How do you mess up a Baconator and a Dave's Classic?
Hey, yo.
Right? And drive it back immediately. How dare you? Where's my bacon? I do realize this is the first time I've really eaten today, though. Besides that popcorn I had a little bit earlier. I had a small snack this morning with the kids running around. But, oh, I was hungry.
Yeah, I literally ate like probably 20 minutes before I got on into the call. The first time today. It was like, Jesus.
Wednesday's show, they're rough.
They are.
All right.
Also, I do imagine that when Junk sent that little gif of them getting sucked out, like there was some sort of like sound effect or something, like just
right.
either like sad trombone or something. I don't know.
Oh, I got a couple. All right, wait. I think the best one though is
Be gone, fucks!
Thump, 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 thump.
Swords don't kill people. I kill people.
Right.
Lightsabers don't kill people. I do.
Just the Wilhelm scream. Just
We do have that one though. I have that somewhere. That was definitely played IRL though, not goofy sound effect. Let's see. There it is. Just that 12 different times as they
The
get sucked out.
Wilhelm scream. Yeah.
Every single time one of them flies out the window, just
the horror.
Just imagine that though, getting folded and then sucked out.
That's horrifying.
yeah, 'cause definitely not all of it was the right direction to get folded in either. No
There
one
was
liked
three
yeah.
different holes too, so it's like somebody got ripped in half there.
several people. There are definitely blood streaks on that window.
Oh, the poor pilots are gonna come in and be like, "The fuck happened?"
You usually get the
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, so as we continue on, I'm going to turn our videos back on. Yeah, you guys get the the ship repaired to about 40 something. Well, it's 60 something percent functional because you repaired 40 and you rolled an 80
Yeah.
something. So there was already a
Yeah.
20 something. So you're above the 50% mark, which is enough to get the ship running. Well, no, but running, yes. I need to see if the hyperdrive is fixed because that is probably the most important thing for this next bit of escapery. I will let someone else roll a force die for this one. Who hasn't rolled a force die yet?
RJ hasn't. Oh, Fade, yeah.
I haven't rolled the first I have. Just on my.
Do it, please. Let us see what the fates give you. It's giving you a cat, though. That cat's going to get you. It's prepared.
I was gonna say the cat's gonna fucking
goof up that mic. He was coming for it. He was ready.
I got one light side.
One light side. Okay, good. At a minimum, the hyperdrive didn't get goofed up in the initial shenanigans. So you know it will 100% work. Along with the other things, you're able to get the life support back on. You're able to get the power back on. Gravity is still a no-go currently. And lots of the functionality of the weapons and other sensory stuff on the bridge is fried. Right? It's going to take some time to physically repair those because they literally exploded. But you're pretty sure you can fly the ship. Not well, and probably not in atmosphere, but you can fly the ship.
Understood.
So,
okay.
Cutting down. Speaking of Ron and his theme song, it's he and the Wookiee get to do things. Woo! So, we finally get to exit the ship, and the amount of carnage that you guys have caused in the 3 hours that we've been here is a lot. It's I'm not gonna call it excessive, but it's a lot. The group of yahoos that we've had to explain over the last 2 hours, like what the plan is and all this fun stuff. I'm gonna see how well that went. Because I have a strong feeling that that was not the case. Okay. Good enough, not great. They basically understand that they've been shanghaied, and they are war criminals whether they like it or not. The majority of them are not super happy about this choice. As we said, this was a legitimate job, and we're like, you lied to us, and we're just like,
Man,
What part of Shanghai didn't you understand?
Lied.
Surprise, motherfucker.
exactly. So they set out to the various parts of the ship that they can deal with, and they find bodies and pieces and parts and all kinds of other things. A lot of choked out dead people in the barracks rooms, along with in other parts of the ship, like engineering and things like that. You guys didn't even make it to the engine rooms. Those poor engineers that were working overtime to get this thing ready, just dead. A couple of them got grinded into mincemeat as they, floated into the still functioning hyperdrives and whatnot. It's a rough way to go.
damn.
Um, carnage of the ship aside, they kind of fell into a spot so they can
It's
do,
cursed.
the six of us, sorry, head up to the top, right? The Wookiee decides to stay in the sorry, trying to think of the word. The hangars, as he is checking to make sure that no pilots were hiding inside their ships. So he is going through ship by ship by ship by ship. As you guys are sitting there, yes, I'm listening.
We definitely took out those 10 pilots that were stuck inside their room. Or no, they would have already died.
Yeah,
from the lack of air.
they had the same issue that our handy dandy Mandalorian had, and they did not have the big teddy bear of doom to save their life. So they're all dead.
Yeah.
Even if there was two of them together, their 2 minutes of oxygen tied together is not going to save either of them, unfortunately. But it's a lot of dead pilots, yo. You guys killed a lot of people just by turning off a switch.
Junk's body count is insane right now.
Right, yeah, your kill count for the session, way too high. But that's okay. That's what we do. Ah ha ha. The good point of not being good guys is we don't have to be good guys. So you guys make your way into the actual ship, along with the few pilots that you guys commandeered from this group of yahoos, so you can fly the ship. So the four of us, are up there giving commands and getting things ready. And suddenly, a large Star Destroyer pops into frame. Like, if we're watching a movie, it just came into frame. It is not super far away from our ship.
Hell.
And you guys recognize it immediately, as it has a large sun painted on it, right? That you wouldn't notice unless you're at the right angle, and you guys are at the right angle.
We gotta leave. We must leave.
You hear communications alerts go off on one of the communication bits. Would you like to answer?
Bring it up.
In a very official sounding voice, you hear...
Maybe a little bit, guys. Imperial officers, Imperial engineers, Imperial soldiers, prepare for a fight. Your ship has been invaded. We are here to rescue you. If you can resist. And then a private channel pops up on the bridge. Hello. Looks like you have succeeded there. Clap round 3000.
Are you now going to try to kill us?
Do you want to die? I mean, I have guns pointed at you. You can surrender and deal with the consequences that way. Or you can die fighting. Your choice. I mean, if we lose one ship, it'll be worth it because I've proven my point and have the data I need for this vessel. Thanks for that. I see you have your engines
Well, I already
on
gave
still.
my order of us having to have to run before.
I get you. Admiral is being in the background, don't worry. But Ren is doing the checks and balances. You see Brad and Effie there just like,
I believe we had a deal.
oh, is a great man. Has yet to say because it's too early in the timeline. I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. Look, you dear fools, you had a chance here to either surrender and maybe get some time in prison, right? No problem. You'll get some street cred, as the kids say with your little girl. Or you can kill everyone that you brought on that ship with you. The choice is yours. You can either shut down and wait for my garrisons to fly there, or you die. I can see that your weapons are functional, and we have a lot of kids aimed at you. So there's your options.
What about the third option?
There is no third option, and to illustrate a point, fire.
There is a third option. You might want to reconsider some information I have found on the ship.
So, he already gave the command, and unfortunately, a single turbo laser hits.
I mean, I was talking.
I was talking and you talked over me, so
He's still fired.
so
Shields up.
The shields are up. That's not stopping this turbo laser from hitting one of your hangar bays. You hear Toroff over the command, "Help!" in Wookiee.
It is time to go. Can we hit it? Can we go?
I've locked in a course, but someone else got to push the go button.
Press the go button.
All right, go ahead and make a flight check there, RJ and Junk and Jasper, as you guys are the ones in the pilot chairs, besides all the other Yahoos, which I also have to roll really quick.
well, Junk, while this was going on, Junk was not focused on any flying aspect. Junk was focused on
What's the difficulty?
sending something to that ship.
A very interesting choice.
I was just gonna send the kill codes over.
Okay, so that's 2 threats versus 2 advantages and 4 successes. So 4 successes.
3 successes.
Your handy dandy interns also succeed by 2. Junk, you realize you can throw one of these into the equivalent of a tracking missile on one of the few functioning cannons on the top of the ship. I assume you do so. Make a gunnery check with the missile, as they are close enough for you to do so.
Wait, for what?
You've got to deliver the code physically, so you got to hit it with something that has the code on it, which in this case happens to be a tracker missile, as it is the only way for you to really break into their systems from this distance.
Have a data spike tracking.
On a plus note, regardless of whatever your gunnery is, it's only a 2 difficulty.
Like Mike.
Straight gunnery, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would you like a positive force die?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, how many do we have?
Looks like 6.
I lost track.
Yeah, 6.
Okay.
Take one.
I'll
We
use
want
one
to take
then.
the SOB out. Maybe
Yeah.
let his people die.
Okay. 1 success, 1 advantage, 1 threat.
All right. So threat cancels out the advantage, and it's a success. Yeah.
Sorry. Triumph, 1 threat. Sorry.
Okay. Slightly different, but even still, triumph good. Did you?
I don't have my glasses on right now.
Do you? Did you use a force die?
A force die? You mean a blue die? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Excuse me. All right. So good choice though.
Sorry,
Gotcha.
my eyes are starting to hurt.
It's getting late, baby. All right, you hit. They kind of just are like, why would you fire a tracking missile? And then the code activates. Go ahead and roll me a percentile die and see how effective the code was on his own ship.
How fuck would it be if it's just a odd 90?
64.
So, as you
That thing
watch
can't follow
the
it.
ship blink out lights-wise, you also see a good percentage of the outward exterior stuff kind of blow up. Kind of like some of the cannons and the engines die, and they kind of just start floating sideways. You will know or notice that it wasn't quite as effective as the roll, but it was still pretty good. Good job rolling over 50.
The thing that they do see on their screens for a brief second right before everything starts shutting down is the gif of those people being sucked out into
That's
space.
funny.
Yes.
I wonder if people in the hangar base just got sucked out into space.
Probably because those were pressurized, unless they had them closed because they weren't throwing out chips yet. But I bet you they were because they were sending a squad of people over here. So with that being said, you send the GIF.
Even more.
The ship goes silent, and you guys can punch it if you would like. Or you
Punch it.
Punch it.
Or you guys could shoot their ship like twice and see if you do any major damage to it, but I wouldn't
Or-
suggest it.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, our weren't all of our like combat stuff pretty much still fried?
Pretty much so.
I'd have to run all the way
wouldn't-
down with my whistle tube.
Hey, can't we just throw junk at them with burning gel? To the
just send junk onto that ship as you guys get away.
Remember how you put a little droid on our?
Drunk eventually message us.
Remember how you put a little droid on our ship? Time to return the favor, bitches.
Let's see how you like it.
I like the idea that Drunk single-handedly takes the entire ship down, and we come back and get the ship too.
That'd be hilarious.
And every couple hours, you just keep putting the code in there and crashing the ship.
Just a fucking menace.
The toilets! You came for the toilets! How do the toilets do this to us?
All right.
The toilets are like bidets, but they're fire hydrants.
Beautiful.
That's a lot of crap. Is that all you guys do is crap?
Yeah, we're fully punching it. Junk is not staying behind, as funny as that would be.
All right, so you all, I was gonna say the thoughts of you guys getting there would be a little ridiculous. You guys punch it. Unfortunately for the Wookiee in the hangar bay and a majority of the ships that were, not tied down in the other hangar bays, there's some serious damage caused. Of the 42 ships, not a single one escapes uninjured. They're not destroyed or anything crazy, but all of them took some pretty good damage and will need some good repairs before they're usable. Plus note, the Lambda's good, and the Wayfarer is just fine, because they were docked and not hanging in the stupid TIE racks. But yeah, all the TIE fighters that were in the TIE racks just had a bad day. Bada boom, bada bing. You're in hyperspace. Where did Run clock this to? Where did he say we're flying?
Oh, we were gonna bring it back to the outpost because that's where that's where the majority of our actual crew is gonna be coming from.
Okay, so he punched in for Polis Massa. All right, cool. So since you guys flew there from here, it's like a 3-day journey, if I remember, because it's basically straight on a flight line. And because of my rolls, we didn't get anything super crazy. And with the damages and whatnot, it actually slowed us down a considerable amount. But we get there safely. As soon as you guys pull into the asteroid belt with this gigantic ship, because this is probably the biggest thing that's ever been there.
Junk is doing full system scan, like making sure that there is 1000% no tracking or anything like that.
Okay, yeah, not a huge issue for sure. But you guys get there, and are not immediately surrounded by little pirate ships, But there's a lot of your friends flying around that are about to goof you up before you send the "It's us, don't hurt us" message.
Yep. I'm just like, this is the new addition to our fleet.
And freaking tastic. You do so. You show your friends your captured vessel, and you're able to load up with the other 170 something people that you were promised.
Mm-hmm.
That will take several days to get supplied and redone, and during those several days, we're gonna kind of yada yada through. You guys get to paint this thing because who's gonna keep it imperial gray? That would be silly, right?
That's a lot of paint.
I have to say, this is my new home. I live here. This is my ship. I do not leave it.
So, on that note, or on that thought, we have two options here as gamers, bits and things. Do you guys want to yada yada some free time, or do you want to have some immediate interactions with council members and other people at the base here?
Well,
Probably an immediate thing.
Okay.
yeah.
So before any of the crew shows up, before you paint anything, you guys disembark with the Lambda. Of the Yahoos that you shanghaied, all of them are staying on. They are team ordnance now. They said, "All right, well, we're in it too deep now, boys. Might as well keep going."
See what
Well,
all
we're
those
accomplices in murder against Empire, so.
Oh yeah, they've been stacking up bodies in the airlock doorways so we can just jettison them once we left hyperspace.
How many people were aboard the ship before we got there?
Let's see. So there was
Did we
42
kill a small
pilots.
town?
There was 42 pilots in the hangar base from all the people that flew in the various ships there. There was a company's worth of soldiers there, so that's another 50-ish people. There was a slew of engineers, probably about 60 of those yahoos. And then there was the 12 pilots, or I mean the 12 officers that were the cadet pilots. So it wasn't quite a full full ship, but it was more than half mass.
Okay, so it was roughly, give or take, a dozen or so. Everyone that has joined us are accomplices to roughly 170, 180 counts of murder.
Yeah.
Something like that. Plus,
Okay.
plus however many people died from the other ship that you shot with the code.
Yeah. You now are gonna have one of the highest bounties on your head possible.
Quintet's. The thought of Quintet putting a fucking bounty out on a freaking mouse droid. I want this guy dead. 1,000,000 credits to whoever brings me this.
That little son of a bitch right here.
So,
Okay, sorry. So council.
well, actually, before then, there's probably a small scene that should go, and that's with Jasper and this person that he tried to save and ultimately did not get a chance to do so. Do we want to interact with that at all, or is that going to be yada yada, Jasper?
Jasper's definitely not talking about it. He probably takes her to a separate airlock. Doesn't let anyone else move her. Yeah, he's not like he kills people for money, but that was low key messed up.
He didn't mean to kill this one.
He didn't mean to kill this one. In fact, he tried very hard to go out of his way not to murder this one. And then it happened anyways. So he's kind of spiraling there.
That's rough. But as you guys have that little moment, The rest of us, amongst the other days and whatnot, will appear in front of the council. And sitting in front of the council chamber is the only council member left behind here, Gunther. Ah, my perfect friend. He's so glad to see you. You bomb bad bastard. You know that?
It was a lot of fun. I think my little mouse droid friend is the deadliest person I've ever met.
Oh, come on, we had that slug thing. What was his name? Tucson, yeah, Tucson. Remember the one with the farts that killed people if they got into things? Terrible. And gosh dang huts.
Second deadliest person I have ever met.
Oh, Misa, glad to hear
Who's
that.
the
Glad he's
first?
on our team, yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Roger, Roger.
Well, friends, I believe most of you deserve some serious promotions. With the exception of the bounty hunter, I have some news. Well, I have news for the bounty hunter too. Good and bads. Which news would you like?
Bad news last.
Bad news at last. Your wisdom is not showing in today. Mises, excited to tell you that you, sir, are all in charge of your own ship. The ordnance will happily support you where we can, but you done fucked up. In the couple days since your grand old adventure, there's a teensy bitty, little tiny, big bounty on your head. All of you.
Roger, Roger.
When Lisa said, get a new base, Lisa didn't mean steal directly from the Empire. You made a poor choice there. But you succeeded, so we're not going to disconnect from you. We are going to throw you away from Polos Massa, to keep those of us still here safe. Rather bad news. You no longer can use the assassin.
Roger, Roger.
He is being recalled. And Issa may be assigned to take care of you as per my informant. Yeah, hopefully Hisa hasn't been updated yet, but that's what I hear through the grapevine.
I guess it's time to kill a friend.
Even for me, so that's a little dark and sad.
Or maybe convince them to stay with us.
Misa personally would appreciate that. Suggest that. Remember, I repaired you on the battlefield long ago. Maybe you do the same for your friend. Before he knows.
Roger, Roger.
Misa gonna go deal with other things to give you some time, but you need to leave. Be gone. Quickly.
Roger.
Roger. All right, cutting over to the docking bay with the rest of us not in the council room. Who's talking to who? What's going on? The rest of us are just kind of chilling on the Lambda, loading supplies and ferrying people back and forth. Actually, I'm going to change that. Run is not here. He is transporting people on the Wayfarer as it holds way more people than the Lambda.
That's really good. Because Junk is running around with ion grenades to kill that little fucking roach droid that was put on the Lambda.
Okay, we're gonna roleplay that. So, as you scurry your own way through the ship. You have the advantage of being able to fly and zip directly to metal pieces, and you were using that to full effect to find this fucking droid, right? You have iron grenades, and you are basically ready to suicide as soon as you see this thing. Go ahead and roll me a force die.
Yeah. Force die, sure. Alright, dark side point.
Just one?
Yeah. I was only rolling one force die, right?
No, you're good. You're good. So
Yeah, just one dark side.
as you scan the entire ship and go through it, the droid is no longer there. It could have exited here at Polis Massa, or it could be on the other big ship, but it is not in the Lambda currently.
Okay.
Which would suggest to your character that it either got a new mission some time ago when we weren't paying attention to it, or, when you blew up Quintet, it might have new orders.
Yep. Then he'd spend time trying to find it on the big ship. Make
Okay,
sure
so
it's clear if it's
okay, go ahead and roll me another force die to see if you are lucky enough to find it on the big ship.
okay.
See if fate is on your side.
It helps if I click the +1 to the white dice. I kept getting produce no results, and I'm like, how? And then I realized I didn't have the force dice. Ooh, 2 light side.
Okay, yes, immediately. You catch it.
Yeah.
You catch it uncloaked and chilling, just kind of like spying on something in the main hangar. So as soon as you get off the Wayfarer and are running around with your iron grenade, you see it. Make a throw. Make a ranged attack with your iron grenade.
All right. That is do. I'm actually not too shabby at these. Nope. Take the dark side. I pulled a younger and I rolled with the force dice on. 4 successes, 1 advantage. Let's go.
Okay, so you can't activate blast, but you're only targeting one thing, so it really doesn't matter. It's ion damage of I think 8, and then +3, so 11.
+3, plus an additional 1 because of my little bit from power. Actually, +2 from powerful blast and demolitionist.
Nice. And then ion grenades do specifically strain damage to just droids, right?
Droids.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did.
Does 10 damage to droids?
Oh, 10. Okay, 10,
Yeah.
and then 3, so 13 plus
Yeah, it
another
does
2.
10 flat. Yeah.
Okay, so total of 15. Let me look up this thing's stats because I think it's gonna have a bad day.
I think it's right.
Junk just gets off the ship, sees it, points at it, goes,
You.
and then tucks the grenade at it.
Ooh, assassin probe droid. Nope, that's not quite right. I just need a regular probe droid. Let's go down to the P's. Sentry droid?
That just sounds kind of twisted. A normal probe droid.
It's not the assassin kind, you know.
Just the probing kind.
Just a regular probe. Okay.
You ever been probed by a robot?
Ah, here we go. Viper probe droid. This is the one that you guys are dealing with is a stripped down, smaller version of a Viper, basically. So I'm gonna take away some of its abilities, like it doesn't have a gun, and it doesn't have soak. Besides the little bit that it does have, or I should say, it doesn't have defense. but it can
It
turn
doesn't have
invisible.
ion soak though.
It does not have ion soak, which means it just does straight damage because it's a rival, so it doesn't have strain. And 13 would be after it's one whopping soak, so it's fried. First try. Nice throw.
Come on to my ship.
Just starts talking under his quote unquote breath.
It's never
1
good.
0 0 0 0
It's
0 0
never-
0 1.
Yeah, right. It's never good when the mouse droid starts rambling. All right.
Especially when they shouldn't talk.
You should find it and reprogram it. Put it back on his ship.
In the back and forth, you guys will know that Run found our handy dandy Wookiee and has taken him to the new medical bay on the other ship. He lived. He might lose some limbs once he finishes recovering. Depends on how well the Bacta stitches him back up. But he basically got sliced in half by a TIE fighter. But he's alive.
Oh shit.
About to have them late stage Darth Maul legs.
What are they called? Zabarix or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what happened to him. Jasper and our handy dandy Mandalorian Chesty. You guys are chilling at the Polis Massa. Where are you guys at? What are you guys doing?
Which one of them is the assassin?
So, we got to figure out how many TIE fighters we're gonna have left. Are we gonna like arm those things up and use them? Or are we gonna sell them? What do we want to do with those?
Do you want to be in charge of inventorying the ships and getting their repairs started?
That's probably what we should get going.
All right, I'm gonna need
Don't
you.
leave. Don't leave.
I need
the
you.
batteries on wheels. You know what they'll do.
I need you to make a daunting mechanical check as you assess and repair as many of these TIE fighters as possible. Daunting is
Daunting.
four purples. Mechanical check.
Mechanical.
Jasper, the
Medicine.
assassin. Right?
Oh, wrong font. There we go. My mechanics is 1 yellow, 1 green, and I'm going to use a force die.
Flipped.
Here we go. Ready?
As
You
ready
got
as
it.
I'll ever be.
A bunch of zeros. Okay, so we got 2 successes, 1 threat.
That's all you need, baby. So with 2 successes, of the 42 ships that were damaged, you would recognize that 12 of them probably aren't salvageable, right? So there's 30 ships that are left over. Luckily, they're TIE fighters. On a plus note, that gives you guys more room to fill up the bay because it was almost at capacity. If you guys remember, a full bay on that style ship was 46 ships. So now there's 30 TIE fighters, the Lambda and the Wayfarer, a TIE Reaver and a TIE Bomber. Or sorry, 2 TIE Bombers.
I was going to say, there's the vulture ship that we could probably bring in.
There's the Vulture ship, and you and the other transport ship that you guys own can come in here and chillax. Did you guys steal any other ships? I can't remember.
I don't believe so.
Nothing that we kept alive,
No.
right? We did steal another
Yeah.
TIE bomber, but we sold that one. And RJ had that amalgamation of 3 other ships that he had to escape from to leave. So, all in all, you have a pretty full deck. I mean, there's room for a few ships, but you have a small fleet of TIE fighters, a legitimate response team. The issue is now you need people that can fly them, and you know that TIE fighters, as mobile and nimble and crazy cool as they are, they really need really good pilots. You don't put amateurs in TIE fighters because they will crash and explode and die.
If only we had people that were previously in the military to be pilots for.
Right.
Well, if you remember, only 12 of them
If
are
only we were
only 12 of them are legitimate pilots.
right. So 12 of them. You mean we have 12 potential instructors?
Possibly, maybe.
Um,
I don't know if you would want a failed student to be an instructor, but you could try.
I mean, why were they failed? I mean, one of them could have been. I mean, if they're all qualified pilots, but they were, not wanted for some reason. Some could just have an attitude problem, and I think we're okay with a little attitude.
Some of them could just be blue. You never know. But actually,
Yeah.
you do know. You've met all of them. They're all humans, but that's besides the point. Yeah. Okay. So, what is your guys' next step?
I would like to talk to Jasper.
All right, Jasper, a emotionless-looking B1 battle droid approaches you. You recognize them as Fade because of their cool paint job.
Jasper,
Yes, Fade.
I have been given some pressing information that involves you and your status within the crew.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. Am I fired?
The people that you work for that you disdain very much so seem to want to call you back for another job. This job is to kill us. You could
Oh.
do that, which I would incredibly regret. Or you could tell me what it takes to get you to stay. You have been a great asset to us. And though most people may say that me and other droids have no emotions, I would like to think that I do. And I appreciate you and have grown fond of you as one of our amazing crewmen. You have gone from the 6th place spot in my humans I like list to at least a solid 3. That's saying something. So what would it take?
Well, we'd have to. I mean, if I didn't listen to them, we'd have a whole crime syndicate to fight.
We also have the entire empire on our backs now. One extra asshole group isn't going to stop me from creating a galaxy I would want other beings like myself to live in. A place where you and I are seen as equal.
You know, I really don't like them anyways. And you and Junk have been good people.
Well, thank you.
Try to take that as a compliment, being called the good people.
It is a compliment. He doesn't see them as machines.
It's definitely a moment where, like, the behind Fade's hands because they walked up holding something. You just see as like they uncover like the top part of their hand, and there's just a small little noise of a thermal detonator turning, like powering down.
Wow, you were really just could have killed me and you,
I
weren't
would
you?
have been fine.
Ah, damned if I don't appreciate that. I'm glad that you took me so seriously.
Of course. I extend my hand out as for a handshake.
Jasper will extend the hand that Junk made him and shake hands.
Good.
The hand blows up. No, I'm just kidding.
Jasper, as you sit there thinking about your decision that you have just made, you start taking off your armor, as it is the one thing that the Circle Corp still has control of you. Literally has a would-be kill switch in it, right? You are going to sacrifice your last bit of real honor as a Mandalorian to join this crew.
Nah, it's fine. Honor doesn't really do much anyways.
A solid sentiment. You will send the armor back to the Serpa Corp with a note that says, "I am done. I am free. Come find me." And then some shit talkery.
Can we
to
put the
that
thermal
one guy.
detonator in there?
Do you want to?
To be
Selective detonation and
Oh god,
delayed
can we?
detonation.
Yeah, wholeheartedly.
So much so, yes.
So
What do you need me to roll?
nothing. Easy peasy. The thermal detonators are just a weapon. You can literally set them like a mine. You set up the fancy pantsy package. Our handy dandy robot sets up the anti-scanning device on the inside of the package. That way, when they remove it, the thing just blows up. That being said, we're going to cut scene to a month or two from this moment. And we'll get back to where we're at. But a month or two from here, we have the image of that Trandoshan that was such a friendly fellow to Jasper earlier, smugly carrying the package to his boss. And it says, "Boss, looks like Jasper's done is over. He sent us something and wants us to open it together. We've scanned it. There's nothing wrong with it. But I have a pretty good idea from how it's been feeling in my hands here. It's a stupid armor, finally." The executive slams his hand down. "No, we need him!" And then they open the top. An explosion occurs. Fades to black. Back to you guys.
No, we need them.
boom.
I'm gonna yes, Junk. Before I yada yada.
No, I was just gonna say. I think but as we're like getting everything ready to go, and we're I think Junk would address Fade and say,
So they want us on our own? Like, do they not want us anymore?
It's not that they don't want us anymore. It's that we have been given the luxury of being seen as people. We get to be us in charge of our own little area of space and grow as we see fit. We are free. Truly.
Jen,
Freeze a baby.
can we still go after the Empire?
Of course. Though the heat is a little hot right now.
I mean, to be fair, you hear
Okay,
running.
that's all I was asking.
You hear running in the background. To be fair, boss, Probably. They're gonna be following us.
Yes.
He goes back to loading
Probably
boxes and
best if we
things.
somehow made friends with
Hey, Jasper.
the rebellion.
Maybe we can sell our services to the rebellion a bit. I've been looking over these X-wing blueprints, and we have access to the TIE fighters. Maybe we could spice up these X-wings to be a little bit more maneuverable to help deal with the combat capacity of these TIE fighters.
We just need to make sure we get a good deal out of it.
I was gonna say, yeah. I'm not a salesman. I don't know how to do that. I can do the fun part.
We'll need someone to do that.
Gives like a little salute with one of his little telescopic arms.
All right.
I'd like to imagine that was happening up on the bridge. Then turn back to looking out into space.
You hear Run pop up. Hey, the last person that did that got sucked out the window. You might want to take a couple steps back or grab some mag boots. I am not walking on this bridge without mag boots, for the record. I ain't taking no chance that that little thing goes crazy, as much as I love it.
If we have like our own quarters in this ship, for sure, Junk has that like as his screensaver, the little gif of them all getting sucked out.
It's fucked up. What are you giving me that face for, dude? What I do? Anyway, what is the next step in the plan? As you guys, I'm gonna actually do a D10 roll and see how long you guys get here before you are kind of forced out. Wow, they're real nice to you guys. They give you 2 whole days.
That's good.
In those 2 days, you are definitely able to get the crew loaded. You have a location of space that you tell Gunther kind of where you guys are going to head to start, just so he's in the loop. You guys know that there's a ton on this ship that needs to get repaired for it to be full capacity. And, you want to get that fancy paint job that we talked about. They did not have enough paint here and or time to do it in the 2 days. You will hear Taruf in the background be like, put a Wookiee on it. Put a Wookiee on it. I expect at least one Wookiee somewhere on this ship.
To be fair, we have a lot of bodies, so we do have a lot of red paint.
That's not paint. That's blood,
No.
you goose. It'll rust. Don't put blood on ships. I keep telling you this.
We will have many murals. I like the idea of a Wookiee and a droid. Some type of
A sexy Wookiee and a
old
sexy
Renaissance
droid.
style painting.
The Sistine Chapel, like
Yeah. It's the guy. it's the droid is God.
Have it be a gonk droid.
Absolutely, it's a work in progress. Whenever we get a chance to stop, and but yeah, Junk will fully like help out with any repairs or anything like that are needed above the ship.
Sweet. So, at this point, I think this is a good place to kind of start wrapping up and go through our cutscene timeline into the arc silliness, right? Most of us have talked about a lot of this off screen, but we're gonna have a pretty good time skip between this arc and the next arc. So theoretically, how much time do you guys think we should have in between the 2 arcs? Are we talking a year? Are we talking 5 years? Are we talking 10 years? What's the kind of time frame? As a reminder, we are at 3 years before the Death Star gets blown up.
Okay, about to say probably like 4 or 5 years. The rebellion's full swing.
So if we did 5 years, that would actually be post Emperor. because I believe the
okay.
second Death Star got 5 BBY.
Gotcha. Well, then probably like 2 years or so, because we said we wanted to try to align ourselves with one of the two factions to, make it so we're not fighting everybody all of the time.
Well, that's half the fun. But okay, cool. So you guys will take the next 2 years to kind of build up the. What are we going to call this home base?
Um,
Huh.
You guys, no one died in this session, so there's no like cool name you could give it. As a memorial to our friends, we don't need to memorialize any of us in a big ass ship. I believe Taroff's
it's the
suggestion.
friendship.
The friend. Okay, the friendship.
It's so silly.
I like that as a DM. That'd be funny to remember. The friendship is the new base location for the Ordnance crew. I need to roll and see how well the other groups of bases are in that time. So go ahead. You have statements, but what's up?
I don't know why, but I thought alliteration would have been funny, and since we have a B1 battle droid, for some reason in my head I heard Roger Rogers Revenge.
Oh, that's
That'd
way
be
better.
Great.
Yeah, all right.
Rogers Revenge.
We're going Roger Rogers Revenge. That's too good. We'll get the friendship later. Okay. I rolled two pips on the positive side for how the other factions of the Ordnance went, which means the most positive result. All other three outreaches, right? No. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 3 other outreaches. All were successful. So there are 5 whole locations by the time the next arc starts of Ordnance-friendly places. We will have to decide where those 5 places kind of are. As you guys are the mobile base, you guys can be wherever you need to be. But the other bases are going to be set locations that you can go to, and will have resupplies and people and yada yada yada. They will have 2 years of growth and be able to cause 2 years worth of havoc. Do you guys go hardcore anti-imperial, or do you kind of just keep where you're at, where you kind of just do whatever hits best?
I would probably communicate with the other council members and get their opinion on this, but Fade is leaning more towards if we can get a good deal with the rebellion that, once they take charge, we are our own little thing, It is respected within our area of space to go with them.
Okay. Anyone else have any
If we're
opinions on
gonna
that?
get a good deal rolling.
Just as a note from the other council members, they would want to keep as neutral / their own thing as possible, so not picking sides. But since you guys have such a death warrant from the Empire, it would make sense for you guys to keep poking the bear. Or you could spend these 2 years not poking the bear and running from whoever shows up when they show up to keep surviving and keep growing.
Nah, fuck that. Let's poke the bear.
Okay.
How about we spend a year poking the bear and then 1 year like growing and like building a proper fleet,
Yeah, working with the rebels at some point, and
let's roll and see how that goes. Force die away. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so it goes pretty well. No one dies in the course of the year. The ship isn't destroyed, things like that. You guys are mostly successful. You definitely will suffer some losses along the way, but like nothing major, right? A battle or 2 lost, ships destroyed and needing to be replaced, that kind of stuff. Things that grow you as people, but not anything else. Let's see. Any other major stuff that you guys want to try and do in the 2-year segment in between, or sorry, 6-year segment? Put it at 3 BBY, so shortly before, like, just after Empire Strikes Back.
Something like that.
Junk is helping Fade achieve like on a very minor scale, I guess, a droid army, and is essentially going to work on constructing droids from like scrap metal, from heaps and stuff like that, because he was pulled out of basically a scrap heap, and is going to essentially work on putting droids together and having them under direct command of Fade. All sorts of droids, med droids, battle droids, just whatever parts he can get. Probably some Frankenstein stuff, but he's really good with mechanics, so.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a
Like the idea of
D100
making an AT-AT.
and then roll a force die as well. Oh, excuse me.
Maybe we get one of those robo tanks.
Robo tanks.
81.
Solid roll.
And then what else?
Force side die.
Force die?
Yes.
1 light side point.
Hey, you get that number exactly. No negatives, no positives. You, in the course of 2 years, are able to construct a small army of 81 various droids that are now on the Roger Roger Revenge. These models include B1s, B2s, various other combat droids, some medical droids, some gonk droids, and a ton of astromechs, as they are probably the most prevalent in this era.
Mm-hmm. They are all connected to Fate. Meaning you have like a direct communication to all of them, and Junk will let you know what the kill switch command is, just in case.
Well,
in case any get compromised.
So I guess the question is, would you be all right with that, with your whole robot freedom things? Putting a kill switch on all of them is basically making them your slaves instead of free robots.
No, yeah. if they get like captured or whatever, that's what they're there for. But that is in Fate's hands.
Yeah, and I like if it's there, it's one of those things where it's like it's there. I know it's there. I'm never gonna use it. Like
Okay.
the only way it gets used is if somebody were to break into me and do it.
Interesting decision. That might be a good way to start next season. Remember when Fade was just a brain? It happened again, and all of his droids got blown up, including Junk, because he put the same kill switch in. No, that'd be rough. But that's neither here nor there. Any last minute thoughts for this in between time for your guys' characters? Things that you would assume would happen over the course of the 2 years in between the two events.
Not to say I don't know how much money we would have made, but I would have definitely been trying to send people out to capture more ships, get bigger ships, make this a fleet. If we were able to get in one of those old separatist like frigates and like stuff like that, try to get as much as we can as ours. That we could feasibly run together as a fleet.
Yeah, I mean, so the issue being is how many people one of those silly things would take, right? I mean, usually they're run by droids, but they can be run by people. The crew capacity on that thing is ridiculous. I have the stats somewhere because I looked it up the last time you guys were on the wannabe CIS planet.
That one,
and it was a lot. It's a full capital ship, so we're talking a couple thousand people minimum. Even if you could replace a good number of them with droids and whatnot, you'd still need a pretty substantial crew. But I'll make you a deal. The next time we come back to this, someone remind me to make notes or whatnot. Tino, you're good to go. We'll stick around until you come back. Promise. But sorry, next time we'll roll to see if you guys picked up any other capital ships, because this is not technically a capital ship, but it's a capital ship.
Yeah.
Jasper down in the corner.
Jasper, now that he kind of has more freedom, he is gonna try to strengthen his connection to the Force. Try to find a teacher in the time that they're.
All right, fantastic. That actually opens up a large idea for our next possible arc, and we'll get into it. That'll be fun. Okay, and then Tariff's gonna continue freeing Wookiees and things like that. I'm gonna do the same role that you got.
Free.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, well, in his 2 years, he is not as successful. Yeah, he frees 27 Wookiees. That's it over the course of 2 years, which is some, but not a lot. RJ, since you're here, what's your character focusing on in his 2 years of free time?
Probably just more like the intelligence parts of gathering. What's to come.
Ooh, RJ setting up a spy network, making friends, doing deals. Roll me a force die, please. See how well that goes.
2 white side.
Okay, the best it could go. So being a spy master comes relatively easy to you for some reason. Like, this is not something you would think about, but it's basically just like running lower tier soldiers, where you give them things to do that seem dumb, and they come back and tell you that they've done the dumb things, and then report on the situations that they find. By the end of it, you're nowhere near like ISB or anything, but we have a pretty good information pool to draw on. Finding missions and things like that are relatively easy because of RJ's connections to various groups and spy networky stuff. So that'll be fun for later. Tino, you're back. You were working on the droid, so we already know what you're doing. That leaves Run, right? What does Run do in the 2 years of doing things? Well, Run's a pilot. Run pilots. That's all I'm going to focus on for the next while is getting cool ships and new things. Anytime you send out the Yahoos to get new ships, I'm there with them. And let's see if anything bad happens over those 2 years. Yeah, not really. One light side die. The plan goes to as it should. I don't get any crazy bonuses or super cool things, but I don't also die. So I think I'll take that as a win. Yeah. As for that, since I got y'all here, we'll do after action review after everything's done. But experience wise, so people watching can know how much this last adventure of Doom would get you. You guys killed how many people? 150 something?
180, yeah. It's between 170, 180, somewhere around there.
Flipping a switch, yeah. Plus all the people on the other ship, and have culminated the end of this arc. For that by itself, you're getting 100 experience points each, just as a base. As for your extra fun things from the light side points from the session itself, you're getting a whopping 20 because you used a good amount of them, and I did not get to use a lot of force die. We did a lot of take. And then as per usual, we do our cool, hey, this was a great idea, extra 5 points for people. Is there any ones that people want to call out?
I think we have to call out the mouse droid killing 150 people with a flip of a switch. That's pretty.
That's
I like it. I don't know if it's art. I like it.
all right.
Definitely pretty cool. So that was just funny.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna say like action so terrible, but just was really
So time out before
cool.
you guys keep talking. We are getting some super serious lag, and I think I heard all the words, but it was like this the entire time.
Gotcha.
All right. The
Like a
last
William Shat.
it was very William
We're just saying
Shatnerized.
that we liked Jasper putting on the Riz. I also really enjoyed like Jasper and I's last conversation with each other, like where I was trying to convince him to stay.
Yeah, I think for
And
personal
I just
growth,
thought that was a funny one.
I 100% agree. I think for personal growth on both those sections are good. So definitely 5 points for that. I'm gonna be honest with you. As much as I want to give our handy dandy pilot anything useful, I didn't do jack diddly this session, so don't worry about run. Same thing with Tarif, getting blown up by a TIE fighter school, but wasn't here, so he gets no extra experience. Heck, he wasn't here, so he doesn't get any experience. How upsetting is that?
Rough. You get yourself blown up and you're not even here to get experience for it.
Rough.
So silly.
Any other cool call outs? Okay. Then that's where we'll do experience for the peoples and the things. We got 2 songs to listen to, I think, to wrap up this season. Did you, Tino, is there any way you can play the sexy Wookiee or the Wookiee swing on your end so we can hear it?
No. I don't think so.
Okay, well.
I've never done that, so I wouldn't know. I did send you the MP3 for it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to open up other things and expose stuff to get that going on my end. It was sent a tad too late, unfortunately, for me to look at. But okay, next time, and or on one of our other shows, I will see if I can download it in the meantime and in between time. But that's it. We're gonna do our after action review afterwards. Exciting stuff and things for us. Not the next week, but the week afterwards. We are starting our D&D.
What was it? What was it?
Sorry,
I'm
RJ,
sorry.
what?
I'll wait. Go ahead.
We're wrapping things
I'll
up,
wait
so
till
let
you-
me know. Okay, cool beans. Next week, not next week. The next session will be in 2 weeks. We're switching systems. We are keeping the majority of the actors here. I don't think anyone's jumped ship. No one's jumped ship yet. So we will be doing that. 2024 D&D. Younger will be running the campaign, so I will be stepping down for a little bit, wahaha, and just being a player, prepared to have the worst teammate ever. For a little bit of a preview, classes that we're playing so far. I'm running a barbarian. RJ, what are you running at this point?
Sorcerer.
Tino, what are you running at this point?
I'm bringing junk into this one too. A College of Dance bard.
Fancy pants bard. Veerling, what are you running as? Have you decided? I know you were kind of in between like Freya.
Currently, I'm sitting at a paladin. That might change. Unsure yet,
Okay,
but probably a paladin.
probably
Oath
not.
of Vengeance for all that sweet edge.
The edge. It's gonna be good. You won't even get your oath till level 3 though. We're starting level 1s. Is that gonna be terrible? Yes. We're gonna suffer? Yes. And Freya, last but not least, I know you were kind of in between a couple classes, but regale us.
I am in between a lot of classes.
Could you kill
As
the
of
robot?
right now,
Could you kill the robot voice?
no.
As of right now, I think I'm probably gonna end up rotating to a basic champion fighter. I really like the idea of trying to run some type of luchador figure. Seems like fun to me.
That should be fun. We might make you a frog race person if you want to be a frog race person and try one of our new races out, or a tree person.
Maybe.
But that aside, for a little bit of a preview for what we'll be doing, again, this is all under Younger's purview, so it might change in the next 2 weeks. But as of now, we're going to be ruin hunters, is what we're going to call ourselves. We're going into old dungeons, old parts of the world, things like that. It's going to be much more of a dungeon divey style campaign, from my understanding. And it's all Younger's brainchild, so we're not going back to Jake. We're going somewhere new. So it should be interesting to say the least. But all that being said, any announcements from you guys for your guys' stuff? I know RJ doesn't have anything, Verling doesn't have anything, but Tino, do you have anything?
No, nothing that's anything big yet. I did send you the Suno stuff, so I don't know if you can use those. Sent you the link for the music.
Oh, for your stuff? Yes. No, when we get there.
Yeah, for
Yes.
but yeah, no, I'm excited to get going into the next thing. I love playing junk, but I'm pumped to check out this new world in the 2024 system.
Sweet. And as a note, we could come back to Star Wars. It's not being totally tabled. It's just, or I guess it is being tabled, but it's not being thrown in the trash, right? This adventure is only halfway done, or a quarter way done, or a third of the way done. Who knows? We're just taking a break to do something different for a bit. Freya, I know you got things to talk about. What you got for us?
Yeah, so currently, I'm still running my game over there at youtube.com/The Gilded Nook. It's a D&D game, long running. We have a great cast of people. We're having a lot of fun. It's Sundays, typically at 6:30, and we should be playing this weekend. So definitely come on by to youtube.com/The Gilded Nook. I'm still working on my lovely mech fighting game. And hopefully soon I'll be able to start posting some things over there on the Gilded Nook talking about it. So
Good. I'm very excited. I like the mechs. The mechs are good. But for us, first and foremost, we had Comic-Con this last weekend. We had a great time. Did lots of fun. We have to buy a bigger booth for next year so we can play more games and have more space because we're a little cramped this year. But
Nice.
other than that, we had a good time. There was lots of people there. For anyone that showed up and bought things and all that fun stuff, thank you so much. Speaking of, we had some issues with the code this month for our 10% off on the website, so we've scrapped it and we're getting a new one out for you. Because next month is March, we're gonna go left, right, left. You know, like you're marching, ha ha ha, all caps. Left, right, left. Get your 10% off at the website. If you stuck, I know, right? If you stuck around this entire video, shoot us a subscribe, give us a follow, whatever you got. For those of you that did follow this this session, thank you so much. For those of you that's been watching this entire time, thank you so much. Players, as a short thank you. I know I'm going to see you in a couple weeks, and we're going to BS in the group chat. But thank you guys so much for bringing all these characters to life. I've had tons of fun with them, and we will hopefully continue with them in the future. But yeah,
Thank you for running.
You're welcome. Wahaha.
Yes, thank you for running this and all the games you run.
Yeah.
Later with that though.
You owe me.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Anyway, that's all I got for what needs to be said online. I know we're ending this a little bit early, but honestly, we started a little bit late, and it was a long session anyway, and people need to go to bed. So you guys get one last listen to the super cool song for the ordinance, and then we'll get out of here. Thank you guys so much for your time, and with adventure in mind, have a wonderful time. Bye. For those of you that can't see the screen, they all just waved right after I switched it to BRB.
We were forged in the fire of a war left behind. Soldiers abandoned, cast out of their minds. The Republic is ash, the Empire takes hold. But we're thieves of their fleets, unchained and bold. We strike from the shadows, ghosts in their flight. The starships are ours before they ignite. No rebels, no saviors, just credits and flames. The ordnance rides and they curse our names. Sparks in the void, fire in the sky. We take what we want, leave wreckage behind. The ordnance flies, no rules to obey. We're the storm on the horizon, the ones they can't stay. side. Now we burn through their fleets and we steal their pride. From Kuwat's bright docks to the shipyards they claim, every stolen cruiser adds fuel to our name. The Empire's a hammer, but we're not the nail. We'll light up the stars and watch their warships fail. We're not heroes, not villains, just chaos unbound. Explosions and freedom in the void we found. Sparks in the void, fire in the sky. We take what we want, leave wreckage behind. The ordnance flies, no rules to obey. We're the storm on the horizon, the ones they can't stay. Before the Death Star, before their great reign, we hunted their fleets and we stoked the flame. Hyperspace routes were our battlegrounds. With every detonation, their empire unwound. We're a whisper in shadows, a threat in the dark. The pulse of a bomb, the fuse to a spark. Imperial pride falls apart at the seams. The ordnance lies in the wreckage of dreams. Sparks in the void, fire in the sky. We take what we want, leave wreckage behind. The ordnance flies, no rules to obey. We're the storm on the horizon, the ones they can't stay. So lock down your cruisers and guard all your gates. The ordnance is coming, it's already too late.